to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impacts with the racket. The call of new balls please seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point, the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour optic yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the comfort of his own front room. You could say the ITF aced it.
A very good morning and happy Boxing Day. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders.
Morning.
Good
Merry
morning.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Did you have a lovely day?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I come down last night, got in bed early, fell asleep, missed the cricket.
Oh, I know, but we'll get into all of that.
I know.
I mean, it's been another terrible day. You are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Real Sale. It's UK's biggest used car sale and it's on now. Check out arnoldclark.com. So in terms of what was happening in the Dean Saunders household Christmas yesterday?
Well, I just got up early and my granddaughter was there, so we opened the presents and then chicken, turkey.
Chicken and turkey?
Chicken and turkey. Parsnips, swede, sprouts, pigs in blankets. Then I thought, well, I've got an option. Do I have the chocolate talk or Christmas pudding?
Oh, yeah.
I went for the chocolate because I thought the Christmas pudding. And then I drove down last night, 3.5 hours, and fell asleep, missed the cricket. But I'm up today, so Merry Christmas to everyone. And we've got the shift that nobody wants, haven't we?
I know, but I was going to say I can't wait to be spending my Boxing Day morning with you.
Oh, well, thanks very much.
Yes.
And I've got a horrible feeling. I've got a horrible feeling you bought me a present. I haven't got you one.
I have bought you a present.
Do you know?
And it's a really good one.
Listen, this is my dilemma, right? I thought I'll get her a present, but if she don't get me one, I'm going to make you feel bad.
It's all right. I think I would have styled out. It's okay.
So it's the other way round.
It's the other way around.
What is it?
It's okay. Well, I can't tell you yet. I'll give it to you in a few hours' time once we've warmed up a little.
Can I wear it? Give me a clue.
Yeah, you can wear it.
I can wear it?
Yeah, you can
All right.
wear it. That's the only clue I'm giving you because I think you've guessed what it is already.
Do you know what I can't wait for today?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that in a bit when Rupert comes on later. Massive racing today.
Huge racing.
Massive race at Kempton.
Yeah.
King George VI with about 6 horses can win it.
How much is it?
142 grand for the winner.
Yeah, that's massive.
But there's some great racing all round. And tomorrow's the Welsh Grand National at Chepstow as well.
I mean, there's always so much sport on Boxing Day, isn't there? There's all the football. We've got plenty of that. And then there's the racing. And we'll get into the cricket very, very shortly. Right, we're getting ready for a bumper day of football. And this Boxing Day, talkSPORT is the place to be.
Bring it on. It's talkSPORT. It's Christmas football.
Feynman floats into the area. Adrian! Derby get themselves level.
It's Roberts with a chance. Roberts with a goal. And it's an equaliser for Birmingham City.
In behind, Aziz brings it down and scores. I can't think of a better fit of a manager to a club than Alex Neil and Millwall.
Kiefer Moore with a chance. Kiefer Moore hat-trick for Wrexham.
Sheffield United now 3. Patrick Bamford.
Ellis Sims is there. Coventry 11.
They have kicked on and they are the real deal.
Goes for the far corner and settles it in emphatic fashion. Ipswich Town win by 3-0.
Whittaker into the area onto his left foot. He's going for goal and he finds the bottom corner.
QPR 4, Leicester City 1. A resounding win for the hosts, who are up to 7.
It's Boxing Day football just as we like it on talkSPORT.
It's the most wonderful.
Certainly is. What a day we have in store this Christmas. talkSPORT is the only place on national radio for live football on Boxing Day, including Manchester United against Newcastle this evening. We're also the exclusive home of all 10 Premier League games between the 30th of December and New Year's Day, including Arsenal against Aston Villa. Can they get the revenge? I hope so. Well, the best way to listen is by downloading the talkSPORT app. Now, Dino, as someone that's played on Boxing Day,
Yes.
and not scored on Boxing Day, as a player, is this one of the days you really, really look forward to?
Yeah, and do you know what? Coming on this morning, I was thinking I'm a bit raging, really. There's no Boxing Day fixtures because it's a tradition. We've got the best pyramid system in the world, bar none. I've played abroad, so I do understand what it's like to have a winter break, which Jurgen Klopp's had a pop at getting that sorted. Pep's had a go at it. Avram Grant, Sven-Goran Eriksson, they're all moaning about we should have a winter break, and luckily we haven't. Because this time of the year, your granddad used to take your dad and your dad used to take you. And sometimes it's a Christmas present from someone. Come and watch the Boxing Day football. The players love it. The managers love it. But I thought instead of being negative about it, because there's only one game today, let's go non-league football, Championship football, League One and League Two.
Let's give some love to the EFL today, Dino. Let's do that. And because there is just the one day in the Premier League, the Championship, loads of teams are playing. I love the EFL. I cover the EFL highlights show for ITV, and I'm off to Millwall against Ipswich. And there's so many stories in the EFL, and I just love it. So I think we should give them some love today. Or even we could ask people this morning, text us 81089, or you can give me a call 03717 223344. What is your plan B if you're not going to a Premier League game? What other football game are you going to this morning? I think we need to show some love for the rest of the football pyramid.
Well, how about this? I'm going to promote the National League.
Okay.
Top of the league, Rochdale. Robbie Savage, who, by the way, rung me the other day and just corrected me, saying he hasn't got the biggest budget in the league. He did. He rung me and said I haven't got.
Do you get many calls like that? Do you get many calls? Actually,
No.
I think you're fine, Dino.
Have, but he said to me, Dean, we haven't got the biggest budget in the league, and I went, yes, you have. He went, no, we haven't. He said, I said, yes, you have. I said, I know you have. He went, no,
How long
we
did
haven't.
this go on for?
And in the end, he went, all right, I got top 4 budget, and I've got some of the best players. He said, I've got some good ones, but not all the best players. And then he said, Carlisle have got a bigger budget than us. But anyway, there's some big clubs in that league, and it is brilliant. I was there with Wrexham, and it's really competitive. So if you're not going to a Premier League game today and you don't know what to do, go and watch a conference game.
Yes.
Not conference, National League.
National League, Championship, League One, League Two. Birmingham City against Derby County is the game on talkSPORT. That kicks off at 12:30. Millwall, Ipswich, a kick-off time of 1 o'clock. So I've got to shoot off here very quickly to get to the Den. Really looking forward to that. And then you've got Coventry City flying high at the top of the Championship. 6 points clear at the moment of Middlesbrough, and then Ipswich Town in third. Coventry facing Swansea City.
My team.
Coventry have loads of flu in the team. So
They've
maybe
got the virus,
Swans
yeah.
can get one over them today.
Well, they're just stuttering a bit, Coventry, haven't they? But they're still doing brilliantly well. Middlesbrough doing well. And it's there's so many teams in that league that can still go up. Leicester City on 31 points in 13th place.
They're so inconsistent, though.
Yeah, 6 points behind sixth spot, but Preston are in there. Hull City doing well. Ipswich are coming back.
Yeah,
Bad start.
Yeah.
Bit of a hangover. Stoke City, Mark Robbins, John Eustace going back to Birmingham.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sheffield United, Wrexham. What a great game that is. Wrexham. I managed Wrexham not that long ago. to think they're playing Sheffield United, full house, trying to get in the Premier League.
Bouncing.
Another great game. And I feel sorry for Sheffield Wednesday. I know sometimes I have a joke because I played for Sheffield United, but Sheffield Wednesday...
When you look at the table...
Monster of a club.
-9 points.
In all sorts of trouble. Hopefully, it's a cycle that a few clubs have been through, like Sunderland went through it. Wolves have been through it before. Hopefully, Sheffield Wednesday come back and end up back in the Premier League. I'm sure they will.
Oxford United actually lower than expected and parted ways with Gary Rowett.
Yeah.
Big fan of his. So yeah, the bottom three, Oxford United, Norwich and then Sheffield Wednesday. But who, in terms of the top of the table, Coventry's still 6 points clear of Middlesbrough and then Ipswich. Who have you got your eye on in terms of promotion?
Well, obviously Coventry and Middlesbrough, the formula's there. You've got to find the formula. It doesn't matter what players you've got. Obviously helps if you've got, when you line up for the kickoff and your players are better than the team you're playing against, when you look across the pitch just before kickoff and you think, my right back's better than theirs, my left winger's better than theirs, my two strikers are better than theirs. The only way we get beat today is we don't play as well as we can. They play above themselves, and a bit of luck goes the wrong way. But Coventry have got momentum. Middlesbrough have got momentum, and it's belief.
Coventry have dipped, though, recently. I went to see Ipswich against Coventry. Ipswich beat them 3-0 quite comfortably.
It can happen, though, because this Saturday, Tuesday. In that league, you need players who can get themselves up. And I'm no disrespect to Millwall, like Tuesday night at Millwall when it's freezing cold, you've got to be ready for the kickoff, or you're going to get caught out because the managers. I mean, if you look at Oxford, they've sacked Gary Rowett. He was up against it from the start because the playing budget of the other teams normally is bigger than his. I don't know for definite, but I would imagine he'd probably have the lowest budget in the league. So to stay up would be a good achievement for Oxford. The players you've got playing for you have to be able to roll their sleeves up and say, right, it's not going to be a football match today. This is going to be a scrap. Second balls, headers, clearances, heading long throws out, heading corners out, getting your head split, putting your head in, blocking shots with your face. It's got to be like, we'll get a 1-0 win somehow. You've got to have players with that attitude who are prepared to do that because you can't play brilliant every week in this league.
No, just block the ball with your face is what you said.
So that's what you're there for.
Yeah.
You know, that's just...
Those inspirational team talks.
Well, Arthur Cox was my manager at... this was in the Premier League, by the way. Was my manager at Derby. And once a week, he used to put the back four on the goal line in training. He should just put them on the goal line and they had to put their hands behind their back. And we got a ball each, get a ball each. And he used to take it in turns to smash the ball at them. And if he'd stand at the side of the goal, and if they didn't head the ball away or chest it away or stomach it away, or face it away, if they flinched, he said, if you flinch, you're not playing Saturday. Wow. You're not playing Saturday. So he used to have Mark Wright, Rob Hindmarsh, Mickey Forsyth, Mel Sage, and they used to head the ball away. But do you know on a Saturday, it's like, I suppose it's like boxing. If you're used to taking punches, they used to block everything.
Well, yeah, because they were doing this in training. Brutal, but
so I thought, yeah, what little things like that managers do when you remember.
I don't think you could do that now.
Well, I tried it at Wolves and I got sacked, so didn't work.
Okay, so 12:30, Birmingham City up against Derby in the Championship. That's on talkSPORT for you. That's an exclusive commentary. Later on this evening, Manchester United will host Newcastle in the only Premier League game on Boxing Day, live on talkSPORT. We'll get more into that later, Dino. But who are you leaning towards, and who do you think will finish higher this season?
Well, Bruno Fernandes is injured. Mbomo's
who's going to replace him, do you reckon?
Who's going to go in there? Well, I don't know. I mean, in the news today, it's Mainoo, be patient, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the hammering saying, wait your turn. But he must be thinking, I played for England. So it's just that the lad's on his way up, wasn't he? Played for England, played well for England, and now he's not getting a game at all costs. So I know his agent, and he said he's frustrated, but he's just going to have to keep his head down. And if not, he'll probably end up going on loan somewhere, a bit like McTominay went to Napoli.
And look how that turned out.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, I've seen Simon Jordan having to go at Hoyland for they won a trophy, didn't they? And he's going, well, it's not the Premier League. It's obviously, and I'm being honest here, and I'll get shot down. It's obviously easier to score in Italy than it is in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's easier to win something in Italy.
Well, it's more competitive in the Premier League, isn't it?
Oh, you definitely. Look, and I mean this again. If Wolves won 3 games on the bounce, I wouldn't be surprised in the Premier League. Even though they haven't won a game, if they won 3 games on the bounce, it wouldn't shock me.
Why?
Well, for a start, all their players are internationals, nearly all of them. And they once your confidence goes, it goes. But when you win 1 game, I played for Bradford when we won the last 3 games in the league to stay up. We beat Liverpool last game of the season. We didn't look like, and all the fans will be going now, where's the next win coming from? We don't even look like we're going to win a game.
Yeah.
You win 1 game, and all of a sudden, some of the players who didn't want the ball, who felt like they didn't want to play football anymore, they all want to play. And you can get a bit of a run going. So they're not dead yet.
Not dead yet. Don't give up hope just yet. Right, up next, if you missed day 1 of the 4th test overnight at the Ashes, find out from the legend, Steve Harmison, exactly why Australia and England only managed, get this, 262 runs between them. That's coming up next here on talkSPORT Breakfast.
Tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if he won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares.
A very good morning. You are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders. Now, I know you can see the Christmas present that I've got you, but you're going to have to wait another hour.
It looks like.
It's massive, to be fair.
It looks like. Do you know what it looks like from here? A pair of slippers.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Is that what was on your Christmas list?
No. I'm just looking at the shape of the bag, trying to guess what.
You strike me as a slipper man, actually.
Oh,
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but anyway.
I've got a few pairs of slippers.
Oh, look at you.
There's nothing worse than when you try a new pair of slippers on, they're too tight.
Yeah, that's very true. Because then it gets sweaty.
And you think, I need to take them back. But where's the receipt?
Where's the receipt? Someone goes, no, sorry, I don't have the receipt. Right, with Christmas, well, it says now over, but it's not totally over. We've got Boxing Day. It's Boxing Day. I think that's Christmas right up until New Year. I try and drag it out for the whole month if I can.
Well, if you like sport, it's brilliant.
Boxing Day is so good. It's one of my favourite days of the year because we've got so much football going on. We're also going to be... look at me. We're also going to get Dean's blind Christmas song ranking out of 8 throughout the show. This was my idea, so I'm very sorry if you don't like it. But the song to rank is Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande, which we just heard there. So throughout the show, Dino, you have got to rank these 8 Christmas songs. And once you've locked in your number, you can't change your mind.
Right-o.
So where are you putting Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande? Just as a reminder, it is.
10.
10's right in there. Okay, so
top 8 or top 10?
Top 8.
8.
You're putting it in.
10. I thought you said 10. So last.
Started this well.
Last. It don't even sound like a Christmas song.
Can't you hear the jingle of the bells?
Yeah, but that's it. I would like what? Sing a song and then put jingle bells at the side of it. No, I'm going number 8.
You're going number 8. Okay, we've started. Lock it in. Dino has locked in number 8. Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. Okay, now overnight, England's poor Ashes campaign continued with a low-scoring day 1 of the 4th test in Melbourne. Luckily, though, Australia weren't that great either. They were bowled out for 152. England replied with only 110. Let's speak to two-time Ashes winner Steve Harmson. A very good morning.
Morning, Steve.
Good morning to you both. Good morning. How are you, Dean? I mean, that was epic. That I mean, I know you won Sports Bar, your co-host here, but you sound like Jamie O'Hara there.
Oh, what number?
Number 10 out of 8.
10 out of 8. I know that'll get replayed, but I just misheard her, Army. I mean, today. I missed the cricket last night, so I know you've been watching that, and then you got a massive Newcastle game later on, Man United. And I was shocked. Like, obviously, there's been a lot of controversy this week about the players drinking. I actually, as being a manager myself and being a footballer, I do understand that you do gel the team together with going out for a drink, and there is a line where the manager would say, "Don't get arrested. Don't cause me problems. Don't let me have to sit in front of the press and explain myself," which Ben Stokes has had to do this week. And obviously, if you lose, Army, these things get brought up. If you win in, no one says a word. So I think you've been on a few of these trips over the years, and you understand how it goes. But have they stepped over the line this time?
No. I mean, I've seen that film many, many times, haven't we, Dean? Well, you've been given 4 days. And, I've starred in it. I mean, I've played a supporting actor in it a few times. So I have been where Ben Duckett's at. I've got no problem what these boys did. They got a chance to relax. They didn't go. I don't think they went over the top. It's a small incident. I don't think there's too much in it. It's about performance. To be fair, today has been one of the most bizarre days of Ashes cricket. It would turn me to drink this surface if I was a batter. I mean, it really does. I mean, Ben Duckett's copped a little bit, rightly so, because we've seen the video on it, and that's something, obviously, that Rob Key and Brendan McCullum, Ben Stokes will have to clarify at the end of the trip. But when you go on tour, I mean, Ben Duckett, case an example. I'm going to stick up for the boy here. He left England somewhere in the region of about the 10th of October. In give or take, maybe it's the odd week here, 4 days there, maximum 3 to 4 weeks between the sort of 10th of October and the 31st of May, he'll be out of this country playing cricket. If you get 4 days off, Dean, what are you doing? You get away from him. So I think when anybody sees the video in isolation, they will say it doesn't look good. Put it into context. I don't think it's as bad as what people think. We'll look at it. It comes down to performance. Yeah. I look at Australia. Australia are 3-0 up in this series. It's been another hellish day of cricket. Bowlers have been on top. The pitch has done all sorts. And to finish off with Ben Duckett, Travis Head, who's been one of the best players in this series, will have had a lot more alcohol intake off the back of Adelaide winning the Ashes than what Ben Duckett did in that one afternoon or 2 afternoons. So I think put it into context, and I think you'll be fine. But today has been magnificent. The ball has dominated the bat. England got off to a great start, won the toss, put the ball in the right area. Josh Tongue was fantastic. England bowled fuller of length, which was good. Been criticised for bowling too short in this series. They've seen what the surface was like. And at 152, I mean, that's a good score to bowl Australia out. But, I mean, if there's a wicket you don't want to face Scott Boland on at his home ground, this was it. And to be fair, Harry Brook, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you stand there and defend it, and there's one with your name on it, or you come out and attack it. Harry came out and attacked it. It was the best way to go on that surface. And England are still just, I think, in this game.
Harmy, for those that missed this morning and they're just waking up, who impressed and who struggled on day one of this fourth test?
Well, the batters struggled and the bowlers impressed. I mean, it was ridiculous how much movement was going on. The lavish movement. I think to try and put it in terms of, I always try and put things in terms of football, because obviously talkSPORT, we do a lot of football on it. Dean, it was like playing with the wind. Remember when you were a junior and you played with the wind and it howled down the field, and it was like, we need to score as many as we can in the first half because we're going to have to batten down the hatches in the second half. That's what it's like batting and bowling on this surface. Harry Brook impressed because of the way he played. Michael Nisa is the one I think probably had the best day. He got 35 with a bat. He hit 7 fours, 28 of his. He came out positive at number 8. And then he took 4 wickets with the ball for Australia. So bowling was eye-catching. But for me, it's a brilliant day for Josh Tongue. So pleased for the boy. Missed the first 2 test matches, played in the third one. He did all right in the third one as he got better and better at Adelaide. And then he's bowled full of length. He's got some good wickets. He got Labuschagne and Smith out with 2 absolute beauties. So really, really happy for Josh Tongue and the way he performed in this game. Like I said, 46. The pitch will get better, but it might not get better until day 3 and day 4. And by then, unfortunately, this match might be over.
Harmy, the big picture, right? If you turn the clock back a few years, when Test cricket seemed like it was dying out, people were turning up for the 20 and the 100, 20 over games, one days, kids not being able to concentrate for 5 days, don't know the rules. This is the way forward. All of a sudden, McCallum and Ben Stokes have gone, right, let's play Bazball. And it brought Test cricket back to life. The country was loving it. I think we've come to a crossroads now where all of a sudden, which it did, a bit like Ange, who was all-out attack at Spurs, England are going after everything. They're saying, right, we're going to score more runs than you. Do you think there's a time and a place for it, or they've just got to carry on? I would never question Ben Stokes and McCallum after what they've done for Test cricket. Joe Root as well, I think he's involved in it. They attack, and sometimes, like Spurs at football, every time the other team attacks, they score, and you get beat 4-0. I think that's what's happening to England at the minute. Do they change their approach and start saying, right, we can't reverse sweep fast bowlers. We can't go after fast bowlers when the pitch is bouncing. We can't drive on the up. Or do you think they should carry on attacking the way they are?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hot topic of conversation at this moment in time, because somebody's going to carry the can, Dean. It always does. You've been in that. You've seen that film as well in football, where the manager carries the can. McCallum and Stokes came in. McCallum and Stokes came in after 2 years. They took the world by storm. Let's be fair. This Bazball term is a media-driven narrative. It's not a team-driven narrative. Brendan McCullum hates the word Bazball. But the positivity and the way they play for the first 2 years was unbelievable. And people will say they got found out. I don't think they have. Unfortunately, they've just come up against better teams. England, Australia, and in India are the three powerhouses of world cricket. And if you want to talk in football terms, yes, Tottenham, Ange, looked brilliant against sides who they were better than. They looked fantastic, but against sides that were better than them, it got found out. And unfortunately for England, I think when they come up against the big boys in the big series, the results have told you. So, who carries the can here? Unfortunately, if it ends up 5-0, it's always somebody, a fall guy. I don't think it needs ripping up. I think it needs more than that. I think it needs a more adult in the room conversation from the hierarchy at the ECB to the management staff of the England cricket team to the county chairman and how English cricket is being evolved. And I think if they can get somebody that's sensible at the top to say, look, this is what we need for English cricket to be better and bring the county game into line, there's a whole host of things that potentially needs to happen. But just to blame Brendan McCullum would be wrong. But unfortunately, somebody carries the can. And I think it might be McCullum at the end of it that does potentially lose his job, because Ashes series, somebody always gets sacked. And unfortunately, it might be the coach. But you know, for 3.5 years, it's been a great ride. For two of them, they've been unbelievable. The last 18 months, they've not really been found out. They've just come up against better teams.
Harmy, good to have you on this morning. Thanks for getting up nice and early on Boxing Day. Thank you so much. Two-time Ashes winner Steve Harmison there. Right, up next, we're going to be speaking to talkSPORT reporter and huge Leicester fan Jeff Peters, who will tell us whether Marty Cifuentes could be in trouble if they lose to Watford today. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. Good morning.
Sport is often filled with people trying to make a quick buck, often at fans' expenses. But sometimes someone on the fringes comes up with an exhibition idea that goes down a storm. Let me tell you about a couple of them. Mallorca 2007. Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer compete in what was dubbed the Battle of the Surfaces, a unique idea that reportedly almost got cancelled at the last minute when worms got into the grass. An 11th hour turf delivery got the match on, and despite some dodgy bounces on the new green stuff, Rafa and Roger slugged out a 3-set epic. Tennis has a history of exhibitions too, with the Battle of the Sexes in 1973 captivating audiences worldwide as Billie Jean King took on the former world #1 men's player Bobby Riggs, who talked down the women's game. Billie Jean King won. In motorsport, there was Monzanapolis in the 50s when American Indy cars went up against European F1 cars. But perhaps the best exhibitions have been the charity ones. In 1998, legends like Mike Atherton, Sachin Tendulkar and Glenn McGrath turned out at Lord's for a one-dayer in memory of Princess Diana. And since 2006, we've had Soccer Aid, which has raised an incredible amount of money. And if you get to see the likes of Jose Mourinho taking out Ollie Mers, then what's not to like?
Good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders.
Good morning, everyone, and
Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day.
Merry Christmas, and I'm not going to say, as you get older, don't Boxing Day become a bit better and better?
Does it?
I think so.
You tell me.
I can't wait for Boxing Day.
Well, it's because there's loads
you're
of
not that
football.
old.
Well, you know.
What are you, in your 20s?
Here we go. How old do you think I am? I'm not in my
28.
20s. I'm not. Well, it was actually my birthday the other day, so I am 34.
You're joking.
I know, I look great, don't I?
Yeah. You haven't got any wrinkles.
Thank you. Okay, right, it is time now to discuss one of the day's 3 o'clock championship games. Leicester against Watford. A loss in today's game could be Marty Cifuentes' last game in charge with the Foxes, and Leicester sitting all the way down in 13th. They were thumped away at its former club QPR last time out. QPR, who are away to Portsmouth today. We're joined now by, and a very good morning and Merry Christmas to talkSPORT reporter Jeff Peters to preview the game. Good morning, Jeff.
Morning, Jeff.
Morning, Katie. Good morning, Dean. How are you?
Merry Christmas to you.
And you as well.
Yeah, good.
What did you get up to on Christmas Day, Jeff?
Not a great deal. I was DJing Christmas Eve, and then I spent time with my sister and some of her family yesterday. And we got the football back today, so that's fantastic.
We certainly do. So a lot of pressure on Marty Cifuentes recently. I actually went to the King Power to watch Leicester City. They're consistently inconsistent. So how do you think they're going to turn this around today?
Yeah, I mean, they were just abysmal against Queen's Park Rangers. They were behind right at the start of the game, and they just never got going. They were 4-0 down at half-time. QPR were terrific. They're up to 7th in the table. And Leicester, there were some green shoots of recovery. It felt they'd taken 7 points from 3 games. They'd, won away from home. They'd had a draw away from home. Then they'd won at home against Ipswich. And you just felt that, is that going to be the turning point? Beating Ipswich, who had been in very good form. And then they went to QPR and just fell apart. And they come up against a Watford side today who I think I've got like the second worst away form. So there's a lot of frustration around Leicester, as there has been for sort of several years now. The slide from finishing 8th in the table and being in the Premier League, that is, and being in a European semi-final, to getting relegated, to coming back up, to having a terrible season in the Premier League last year. And while they are in the bottom half of the table, they are only 4 points outside the playoffs. So it's not disastrous, but when the points deduction comes, they might be looking over their shoulder at relegation rather than a potential push for the playoffs, because the Championship is very congested in that mid-table. So yeah, it's a really, I think this is a really big afternoon for Marty Cifuentes.
Yeah, I don't think you can get more mid-table. When you look at the results, 22 games played, 8 wins, 7 defeats, 7 draws, 31 goals for, 31 goals against. It looks quite mid-table-ish, and if they can put a run together now, which they've got the players to do it, they're 5 points off Preston, who are sitting in 5th. They can still do it, Jeff, I think.
They're only 6 points off 3rd, but if you suddenly take away, let's say, 6 points, let's say the points deduction that they get is 6 points, then suddenly there'd be 6 points above the relegation zone. Now, that you'd think that they've got enough in the locker to be able to stay in the division and not get sucked into a relegation battle, but there are a lot of people who are surprised that they were relegated, from the Premier League, 3 years ago, when they shouldn't have been anywhere near the relegation zone with the squad that they have, but they were, and you finish where you finish, and you deserve to finish where you finish. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday, we know the problems that they've had off the field. They're on -9. We know that they're going down. Norwich 18, Oxford 19. Norwich have made a managerial change. Gary Rowett's left Oxford recently. Portsmouth just above the relegation line. They've had a win and a draw in their last 2 games. Blackburn looking perhaps a little bit vulnerable. Swansea suddenly finding a bit of form. 3 wins in the last 4. So and a tough one obviously for them on Boxing Day against Coventry, who are top of the table. So I think there's a lot of teams in the Championship where we're looking at the table and go, if we can string a half decent run together, we've got a chance of having a good season. But the problem is, a lot of the sides, apart from maybe Coventry and Middlesbrough at the top, everyone has been largely fairly inconsistent. Obviously, you've got 1 or 2 surprise packages in there, the likes of Hull and Preston, QPR and Stoke in the top 8 teams in the table. I'm not sure too many expected them to be where they are, but it's super competitive in the Championship.
Jeff, how much of this is about belief when it comes to Leicester? I was at that Leicester 3-1 win over Ipswich. Abdul Fattawi with one of the best goals I've seen this season, scoring from within his own half. I mean, once, like you say, if they can just get some results together, that will build the belief, and then hopefully they can climb the table.
They've got individual quality, without question. The goal that Bobby De Cordova-Reid scored in that game was outstanding, but got completely overshadowed by Fattawi scoring from inside his own half. It really was a mind-boggling goal. So there is quality there, but just defensively, they seem weak and they fall apart. 4-0 down at half-time at QPR last time out. Yeah, I think mentality is a huge issue that they've got there. There's some players that clearly in the squad clearly don't want to be there, but trying to move them on is difficult with the wages that are on. But that's a separate issue about how poorly the club has been run in the last 3 or 4 years. Individual quality, but you can't just rely on that. You need sort of everybody pulling in the right direction. It just doesn't feel like that at the moment. It's a big opportunity for Watford to end their relatively poor away form, and Watford may well be thinking themselves, if we win this, it'll be a statement victory for us. And I think it might, if Watford do win today, I think it may well turn even more toxic at the KP.
Jeff, thank you so much for coming on. So a big day for Marty Cifuentes and Leicester City. Right, still to come here on Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Okay, so much more to come on the show. Next up, we're going to be taking a look through the morning's back page as Ruben Amorim insists that Kobbie Mainoo still has a future at the club, and William Saliba thinks the quadruple, Arsenal fans, is still possible. That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
This is more like it.
I was going to say, you better put this high on the blind ranking. You are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders. You a Wham fan, Dino?
Yeah, I remember going to watch Wham in the top rank in Swansea, right? Hilarious. Honestly, Andrew Ridgeley and George Michael are on the stage, white vests, you know, like them gymnasts shorts.
Oh, yeah, very
white
short.
shorts, right? White trainers, and the both of them had badminton rackets and shuttlecocks, and they were putting the shuttlecocks down the short and then hitting them into the crowd, and everyone was fighting over them.
Did you get one?
No. Not like that, Katie.
Amazing. So, we are doing For those tuning in, we are getting Dino to blind rank these Christmas songs throughout today's boxing show. There are 8 songs in total. So Dino, of course, said Ariana Grande, Santa Tell Me was number 10.
I'll never live that one out.
I thought you were joking, but you're deadly serious.
I did think you say 10. But I'm going to rank this one
this has got
right up there.
It's got to go high, otherwise we're going to fall out.
Well, I'm going in at number 2.
Ooh, okay, I don't even know where you're going to leave number 1. This was number 1 for me.
No, I've got my number 1 in the
have
head.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Number 2, this.
Number 2. This is going in, locking it in at number 2. So we've got Ariana Grande at number 10 or / number 8. And this is number 2. Okay. Right. So where are we going with Last Christmas? Right. So that's number 2. Let's take a look now at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
Backpage review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Are you a small retailer? Get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. For terms and verification, visit tescomobile.com/business.
Okay, so Uma, a very good morning. How are you? How was your Christmas?
Oh, it
Morning,
was
Uma.
great. Good morning, Dino.
The jumper.
Thank
Jumper
you.
looks lovely.
I know it's a massive jumper because I was saying this morning, I think if I was playing for Man City, Pep Guardiola would not be letting me back in the squad after the amount I ate. So hence the big.
Hey, that was hilarious.
Wasn't it? And then Erling Haaland on the scales.
I've tried everything, but I thought I've gone through everything here. How can I stop them drinking on Christmas Day, the players?
So you didn't get the
How can I stop them eating and drinking too much? Because Boxing Day is a massive game. I never thought of weighing them.
Yeah.
The only problem with weighing them is, if you're a player and you have a massive Christmas dinner and you think, I'm getting weighed, I am getting weighed tomorrow morning, they don't eat or drink anything. And then you've got players going into the game dehydrated.
Yeah.
So it has an adverse effect. That is the only problem. And they get injured. When you get injured, normally it's because you're dehydrated.
Do you reckon at Man City they have them all lined up? And then it's the walk of shame if you've had too many tatties, you know. But I mean, also, how much weight can you really put on over Christmas? Bearing in mind they're in training all the time.
Well, you can, yeah. I mean, if you weighed your
blankets
plate,
are they eating?
weigh your plate you ate yesterday.
Yeah.
Put it on the scales, your plate.
like when you go and get a roast, you know, for Tony Carvery, and everyone's coming out and it's so high.
Yeah, I much prefer the Sean Dyche approach to Christmas lunch. He said, just let them eat whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Right.
Should we take a look at the back pages then?
Let's, because it's Kobbie Mainoo all over the back pages. I mean, I'm starting to feel a bit sorry for him. He'd asked, obviously, for a loan move in summer, wasn't granted it, and then over the last couple of weeks, he's back over the back pages again. Finally now has a chance to play and he's out injured again. But Ruben Amorim has spoken and the latest he said is that Kobbie Mainoo is going to be the future of Man United. He's not going anywhere in the transfer window. That's my feeling. He needs to wait for his chance. Obviously, Kobbie Mainoo still yet to start a Premier League game for a season. He's finally maybe getting this opportunity with Bruno Fernandes out. He's injured, of course, for the game against Newcastle. And the papers are a bit split over whether or not this is kind of Amorim being supportive or whether he's really curtailing his future here. The Telegraph says this is an olive branch from Ruben Amorim, giving him a chance to start. But the Mirror and the Daily Mail say, you know, scorn on the cob they've gone with. Mainoo's going nowhere. What's your take on this, Dino? Is this Ruben Amorim looking out for Kobbie Mainoo's future?
Well, I've never known a player get so much airtime and so much press without kicking a ball. He's in the back page of the paper every day. Mainoo this, Mainoo that. He hasn't played, I don't think, since Grimsby away. Was it in the Cup?
It's been a long
when they got knocked out.
Yeah.
They got knocked out and they were horrendous against Grimsby. And I think sometimes as a manager, you watch that game and you think, that's it. He's never playing again. And I just think he's played, obviously, Fernandes in that role with Casemiro, and he's not got the chance to play. But it won't go on forever because he's played for England. He's shown his potential. He scored a couple of goals, good goals. Whether he knows that position, I don't know. I don't think he does know that position
Well,
yet.
Amorim, as previously suggested, he saw Mainoo as the only being able to play in that Fernandes central midfield role, but he's only played 212 minutes this season. So, you know, it's... I mean,
you can't.
I think he's over-promising, isn't he? Saying that he's the future of Manchester United. Isn't he quite strong?
Well, I think he's just gone, I've had enough of this. Every day, Mainoo this, Mainoo that. I'll put it to bed by just saying he's not going anywhere.
But does he actually believe he's the future of Man United, or is he just gone, I've got a bit of an injury problem now? Does Amorim not have a duty at any level? I mean, Kobbie Mainoo, whatever he is now, was once an amazing player, and he had great potential. You know, we were talking about him in terms of like, could be the next best thing in England. He's obviously not there now, but surely if Ruben Amorim doesn't think that, you know, he can bear up to the likes of Fernandes, Casemiro, shouldn't he actually just be letting him go in January? Or do managers not have that duty to players?
I think he might let him go on loan at some point, but if I was Amorim and Mainoo knocked my door, I'd say, by the way, we finished 15th in the league last year and you were a big part of it. So what's your argument? What, have you played great for us? Not really. So he's shown potential, but this is Man United we're talking about. One of the, you know, they're trying to win everything they enter. They're a massive club. And that position, that number 6 position where you have to smell danger from all angles, that's your role in the team. I think for a young lad to learn that, it's difficult unless he's playing every week. So maybe I think it'd do him good if he went to Napoli or someone like that, or, you know, one of these Italian teams.
I completely agree, but looks like that's not going to be happening in January at least. We'll see what happens in the long term.
What else have we got?
We've also got, of course, the only Boxing Day fixture in the Premier League. Man United play Newcastle. We'll talk about Newcastle because Eddie Howe has called on the Newcastle owners to remove what he calls a sense of limbo, show their ambition in 2026 by announcing the club's stadium and training ground plans. Now, of course, over a year ago, it was said by the then CEO, Darren Eales, that Newcastle were thinking about upgrading their stadium, but they haven't decided whether they're going to upgrade St James's Park or build a new stadium at Leazes Park. The Saudis haven't committed to either project. And Eddie Howe saying, you know, I probably won't be there by the time this project is completed. He says there's a 99.9% chance he won't be in charge. But for the good of the club, they need to think bigger, basically. Do you think Newcastle are being hampered by where they are at the moment in terms of infrastructure?
No, I think the biggest thing that's hampering them at the moment, and no one's talking about it. No, I think no one's talking about it because he's not done that well. They've lost the centre forward, Isak, who was scoring goals every week for Newcastle, and because he's not getting goals for Liverpool every week, everyone's sort of gone, well, we're not missing him, are we? Yes, you are. I think that is their biggest problem. And the Saudis, they are going to spend when they're allowed to spend. They will spend. And Eddie's probably right. He's not going to be there to see the fruits of it. But the team's got a few injuries. The back four, nearly all the back four are injured. It's going to be a tough game for them today. But for both teams, Man United have got players missing. But I think Eddie Howe's a good manager. They're doing a good job. But if you lose your centre forward, no matter what level you play at, you're going to miss him.
However, credit has to be made towards Nick Woltemade. 9 goals so far this season. He has stepped in and is scoring goals quickly.
Yeah, he's not Isak, though. Isak's in a different league.
Yeah, but he took a while to get up and running.
Yeah, he's a different type of player as well. Isak he can outrun you. He can run in behind without the ball. So he obviously affects the style of play. And he scores goals out of nothing in a race with people. He can turn a clearance into a goal. And just because he's not done that well at Liverpool, he is a top-class player. And obviously, he's now broke his leg. And by the way, I've listened to everybody talking about that challenge. That is, when you're a striker, you get that shot off, you know there's incoming traffic. And you have to get your feet off the ground. You can't plant your standing foot when you know there's a defender coming with a last-ditch tackle. And if you don't get your feet off the ground when you've hit the ball, you're going to break your leg.
Yeah.
And you learn as a striker how to get out of the way of those tackles. And he knew it was coming, but he planted his standing foot. So
yeah.
So I blame Isak a little bit for not getting out of the way.
Well, he's going to be out for a couple of months, isn't he, for Liverpool? Another blow. Uma, thank you very much. For now, that was a look at today's Back Pages with Tesco Mobile for Business. Up next, Henry Winter joins us this morning for more on yesterday's very sad news that the Forest legend John Robertson has sadly passed away at the age of 72.
Backpage review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Are you a small retailer? Get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. For terms and verification, visit tescomobile.com/business.
pads are a footballer's best friend, even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. They'd been introduced not for leg protection, but instead to give batters a strategic advantage. The idea was that batters could put their leg pads in front of the wicket if they missed the ball, preventing them from being bowled out. Obviously, that all changed when the LBW rule came in, but that was the theory behind them. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons, though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB, though. That's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
A very good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Save on your next car in the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. You're listening to Katie Shanahan alongside a very happy Dean Saunders this Boxing Day. We're feeling very festive, aren't we? And you,
yes.
You look magnificent, by the way.
Thanks. You're looking good yourself.
I've come in all red. I'm Mrs. Claus today, trying to maintain the festive spirit for as long.
Do you know you look polished?
Oh, thank you very much. Polished. Look polished.
You look polished. You look as if you've been in makeup for about
10 minutes?
An hour. An hour.
It took me about 10 minutes in the bathroom earlier, so that's a big
Yeah,
compliment.
see?
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
that's right.
Right, notes on the way for you. This Boxing Day morning, we'll continue to discuss what was another disappointing day, I'm afraid, in the Ashes for England. Darren Gough is with us from 8:30. He'll be coming up on the show to talk more about that, and we'll ask whether Arsenal can win the quadruple. As an Arsenal fan, I'm feeling very positive. Well, William Saliba is too. He thinks that Arsenal can win the quadruple. Arsenal fans, let us know what you think. Can Arsenal win the quadruple,
I think
Dino?
they are. I think they're going to win the league, and I've said this. I think they're going to win the Champions League.
Oh, both. That'd be a good season, wouldn't it?
Look at Jesus. Honestly, he's underrated. Jesus, he's a class act. He's not as clinical as the reason Pep let him go is because he's not as clinical as Haaland.
Yeah.
But his overall game and his involvement and his speed of thought and his link-up play, he's a class act. And they've got him fit now. So I think that I can't see anybody beating him, to be honest. I can't see anybody beating him to the title. And I think they can beat anybody on their day.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. So, Arsenal fans, do you agree with William Saliba? 03717 223344. You can text me 81089. Right now, something really sad. Some really sad news to bring you that reached us yesterday. The former Scotland, Nottingham Forest and Derby County winger John Robertson has sadly passed away at the age of 72. He was once described by manager Brian Clough as a Picasso of our game and was a key part of Forest's back-to-back European Cup winning side. Dino, what are your memories of John Robertson?
Well, it's a sad day, really, because
what a player.
Obviously, yeah. Well, the best compliment I can give him, all the strikers, Woodcock, Birtles, Peter With, all the players, Davenport, I think lots of strikers that have played with him said he was a dream to play with. I mean, for those who don't know what he was like a left winger who his trick was he was a back foot dribbler. So he used to drag the ball, take the fullback on, drag the ball, and then he'd stop dead and look as if he's going to cross it with his right foot in swinger. And he had that trick where he could drag it under his body onto his left foot and then cross it round your leg. So the strikers knew what was coming. He didn't go chop, 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 which is a nightmare for strikers. And if he got, if he had space and time and the fullback didn't close him down, he'd just bend it round him. Perfect. And they had Trevor Francis on the other wing. And if you remember, his most memorable moment probably was in the European Cup final where...
Well, that was exactly where he used his ballerina footwork to dance around defenders and that crossing, and that led to the goal.
Yeah, and if you watch him closely, if you watch the reruns, anybody out there, when he chops the ball back from his left foot to his right foot, the ball stays right under his body. So when the defender would stick his trailing leg out to try and stop it, they couldn't reach the ball. He used to keep it right underneath him. And he had a way of lifting it over your foot as well. So he'd drag it with his back foot, drag it. As the right back stuck his leg in, he'd lift it over his foot, and then he'd just whip it round him early. Great crosser of the ball, and I knew him mostly. Obviously, he was Martin O'Neill's assistant at Celtic and Villa,
and also spot kick king for Scotland as well, scoring against England at Wembley. He says that was his favourite goal. Yeah,
well, he scored in the World Cup, didn't he, in Spain? And I think if you ask Kenny Dalglish, you ask, Joe Jordan, any of the players who've played with him, they'll all say he's a dream to play with. And Brian Clough, the legendary Brian Clough, said he's his favourite player.
Yes, he did.
That tells you everything. He used to smoke fags like they were going out of fashion.
But Brian Clough was the one that turned him around. He brought him to one side with his assistant, said, you're lazy, you're this, you're not working hard, and then turns round with that twinkle in his eye and then said, but I think you can play. And that was all that John said in this documentary that I watched, that he said that's all I needed. And then the rest is history. And what a player he was under Brian Clough. Well, it's time now to welcome here on Boxing Day top football writer, broadcaster and, of course, host of Sunday Edition. It's a very good morning to Henry Winter. Henry.
Morning, Henry.
Morning, Katie. Morning, Dean. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's looking very festive where you are. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas day. I suppose we got to, first of all, start speaking about John Robertson. Really sad news coming from yesterday. How do you think he will be remembered?
Well, he'll be remembered as Nottingham Forest's greatest player. I mean, he was just magnificent. I mean, Dean absolutely captured his brilliance with the ball. I actually checked the records this morning, Dean, just to see whether you would have played in that game in 83 at Swansea, so 82, 83. I think it was the year before you made your debut. But Robertson played there for Forest in a 3-0 win. Obviously, a changing Forest team. But even then, even as he sort of moved into more his twilight years, he played in the World Cup the year before, as you alluded to, for Scotland and scored against New Zealand. He was a magnificent player. And I mean, in an era, Dean, nowadays, when to some extent, and obviously we're looking at Manchester United later tonight, when wing players going out of the game, where it's all about speed, where it's all about inverted wingers, he could do everything. As you were alluding to, he could go round a fullback, 79, when he created that goal for Trevor Francis in the European Cup final. And remember, this was a provincial English team, suddenly taking on the sort of, the greats of Europe. And, he ran at Roland Anderson, who was a really good Sweden international left back. And, he went outside him. And then the following year, he cut inside Manny Kaltz, who all the Germans had been building up as their great right back who no one would beat. And Brian Clough said, well, we've got the wee little fat guy outside who's going to run rings around Kaltz. And he didn't go outside him. He went inside, played that 1-2 with Gary Birtles, and then scored against Hamburg. Who had Keegan and Magath and great players like that. And, he could really do everything in an era, Dean, as you know well, where the pitches weren't great, where creative players, centre-forwards like you, wingers like John Robertson, weren't protected by referees, some of the tackles going in. And he played. People talk about his fitness, but he played something like 230 consecutive games for Nottingham Forest. So absolutely one of the greats, and probably actually slightly underrated in European football. He never featured in the Ballon d'Or voting, in the top 30 voting in 79 and 80, when he probably should have done, given what he did in the two finals. So, yeah, an absolute legend. And Forest and English football and European football are mourning one of the greats today.
Henry, he's saying about how he played. The reason why strikers like playing with wingers like that is because if you go outside the fullback, the defenders are now facing their own goalkeeper. And you can pull off the back of them. They can't see you in the box. If you come inside like they do now, every time you get it, like Gapgo does it for Liverpool, it drives me mad. He comes inside, the defenders are now facing your goalkeeper, so they can see you in the peripheral vision, so they can mark you and look at the ball. But when a winger gets to the byline, all the defenders are facing their own goal, and that's where you lose them in the box. And when he got the ball, he could do both, John. And that game you're on about, Henry, actually, I was an apprentice at Swansea at the Vetchfield. I remember walking in the dressing room. I was cleaning the dressing room out, sweeping the dressing room. Gary Birtles was in the mirror. He looked like somebody out of Spandau Ballet. He had his jumper tucked in his trousers. And Justin Fashanu had a long leather coat to the ground on. All the way to the ground. He looked like some... I was thinking, they were superstars, I was thinking, is this how you dress as a footballer? But
and Robbo
player.
Probably had a cigarette.
He had a tracksuit on and a cigarette. But I think, Henry, the genius of him was how close he kept the ball to his body. Mm. And Ryan Giggs I played with Ryan Giggs, who would push the ball out of his feet with his left foot. So he was a front foot dribbler. Mm. So he'd nudge it. And because the ball looked like it was on a piece of string, you could never stick your leg in as a defender. And if you did, he'd just nudge it past you. So they were totally different dribblers, but both I'd love to play with both of them.
And the joy of being two-footed. Sorry, Katie. Yeah. The joy of being two-footed, which we often forget with sort of kids growing up. Work on your left, work on your right. The whole Bobby Charlton philosophy. John Robertson absolutely had that, which must have been a nightmare for a fullback like Kaltz, like Anderson. And Robert Pritz, who was a good player and playing in midfield, came back to sort of try and help and block the cross. And even he couldn't work out what Robertson was going to do, whether he was going to go on his left or on his right. So, yeah, the joy of being a two-footed player, absolutely. I hope kids nowadays look at John Robertson and that vintage or that lucky generation of Nottingham Forest fans who watched that extraordinary team under Brian Clough, as you mentioned, actually just look at the importance of being two-footed, because it totally scrambles the senses of a fullback.
Yes, well said, Henry. Just before we let you go and carry on with your Boxing Day, there's so much football going on, isn't there? A word on the Boxing Day fixtures. Which one will you be keeping your eye on?
Well, obviously tonight. I mean, it's bizarre. We've only got one game on tonight in the Premier League. Big game for Manchester United.
Loads in the EFL as well, Henry. Loads in the EFL.
Well, absolutely. And I live in a big EFL area, and there'll be a lot of eyes on Peterborough, my local club, today. So, absolutely. But in terms of that match tonight, Manchester United without Bruno Fernandes, Kobbie Mainoo would have had his chance, but he's got his calf strain. They've lost 3 players to AFCON, particularly Brian Mbeumo and Amad Diallo, Mazraoui, to an extent. So there's going to be huge focus on that. But absolutely, let's celebrate the EFL. I mean, half the attendances in this country of the 92 are outside the Premier League. So yeah, absolutely, support your local EFL club. Dean's played for most of them.
And I manage Wrexham, so I've got a soft spot for the National League, and there's some there's some brilliant football clubs in that league. So get out there today. If you've got no one to watch, I might end up at Kempton today watching the racing.
Yes, which we'll be speaking
But if
about
not,
very shortly. Or you can join me at Millwall. I'm off to Millwall, Ipswich.
I think I'll go
I could
to
bring a
Kempton.
+1 if you want.
I think I'll go to Kempton.
Henry, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Henry.
On Boxing
Merry
Day.
Christmas.
Thank you, Henry.
Merry Christmas.
Right, lots more to come on breakfast this morning. We'll get more on day one in Melbourne with Darren Gough. England scored 110 in reply to Australia's also very low total of 152. We'll also be asking whether Dean's former side Swansea could be on the rise, with Martha Stewart joining Snoop Dogg and Luka Modric on the board. Plus, as we just mentioned there, the racing with Rupert Bell. Charlie Adam also joins us, as does Adrian. A really, really busy show. We'll be back in a few minutes.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is the most wonderful time of the year, and you're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders. Now, Dean, it's time for blind ranking number 3. We've already got Last Christmas at number 2, and Santa Tell Me at number 8, even though initially you said number 10, which was not in the ranking. So it's
misheard you.
So we've got, basically, if you're just tuning in, we're doing blind ranking with Dean Saunders, where we are doing 8 Christmas songs, and once you've locked in an answer, you can't change it. So where, Dino, are you putting most wonderful time of the year?
Who's singing this, by the way?
Andy Williams.
Andy Williams, yeah. Didn't he sing Moon River?
Yes, but that's not in our Christmas ranking.
I'm going to give this, it's bang average.
Oh,
5.
That's a bit strong.
5.
5.
Bang average.
So
Say bang average because the standard's quite high.
Yeah.
Of Christmas songs, but I wouldn't put this on.
Okay. You won't put this on?
No, if you said to me, put...
So you don't listen to this in the car?
I would put 4 on before this.
Okay.
If you said put 5 Christmas
You already
songs,
know you're 8, by the way.
No. I don't know the 8, but like as you're putting them on...
Well, you're 10, I should say.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
Andy Williams.
Andy Williams' most wonderful time of the year. And it's also a wonderful time because we can now get the latest odds with Coral and Simon Clare.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to bring the cheer for all the festive racing. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Okay, so it's a very good morning to Simon Clare. How are you? Merry Christmas.
Morning, Simon.
Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Dean. Very nice intro. You're a lot better than Alan Brazil, I've got to say. He normally just abuses me from the first seconds.
Well, this is our first time on air together, so things may get a little bit more
Well,
feisty.
exactly.
Simon,
exactly.
this is
You'll be beating me up soon.
This is your favourite time of the year. I know for a fact you look forward to these 2 days racing. We've got today's racing at Kempton, which is magnificent, and then we've got tomorrow at Chepstow, the Welsh Grand National, and the weather is it's chilly.
Oh yeah,
but last year it was fog everywhere. But it's looking good.
It's looking good. It's
Without
looking good.
cursing
Yeah,
it.
I love it. I love it. Even before I started working at Coral, which can you believe it was 1997? Yes, I am that old. But even before that, when I was an 18-year-old, I used to go to Kempton on Boxing Day. And actually, you know, when you get to Christmas and you're in your late teens, Christmas Day is a bit of a drag. It's just a lot of eating and a bit of drinking. But actually, I look forward to Boxing Day and going racing, following the football. Usually, it'll be evening football as well. There isn't today, of course, apart from the one game. But yes, I know it's been an annual tradition of mine anyway, and a lot of people listening, if they're not going to Kempton or one of the, I think, 11 race meetings around Britain and Ireland today, they'll probably be watching ITV Racing and following the racing. So great day at Kempton. The weather, Dino, is nice. I hear you might be coming. If you are, give us a bell.
Well.
My friends at Ladbrokes can look after you.
Oh, thanks very much, Simon. I was Katie. Katie's bought me a present, right?
No.
She's bought me a present, and she's got it in. She's not opening it.
He's just
and now
had to look at it for
Do you know
2
what she
hours.
said now? Unless you come to Millwall with me, I'm not giving you your present.
Oh my God, it's the Den versus Kempton Park. What a battle this is.
I know. I might pinch him from you, Simon.
Well, exactly. You can follow it on his phone, of course. But look, just tee up the King George. I mean, it's an amazing race. This is always a great race. But today's renewal, I think, is as good as we've had in many, many years. We've got the last year's 1-2, Banbridge and Ile-Francais. Well, they're outsiders because the quality of horses coming over from Ireland in Gaelic Warrior and Factor Filo are battling for favouritism is immense. They had a 1-2 in the John Durkin. They, it's a rematch for them, but they've got to beat a lot of other good horses as well because Django Bay for Nicky Henderson won the Arkle last year. And most importantly, the Jukebox Man, owned by Harry Redknapp, friend of talkSPORT, great manager, football legend. Well, this is his biggest ever. He's owned many, many horses. He's had many, many winners, but this is his biggest day ever for Harry. I messaged him a couple of days ago, and he actually genuinely said he was really nervous. So good luck to Harry Redknapp. Good luck to the Jukebox Man. I'll be cheering him on, but it is a great race today, so tune in, everyone.
How do you see it going, Simon, then? Because, like you said, there's so many good horses. I think Gaelic Warrior's going to win, but, I mean, any of them could win it.
The thing is, it generally is a race which anyone can win. If people remember when Shishkin, had a tumble after the second last a couple of years ago, Hewick won at a massive price, caused a huge shock. This is a race, a Frodon one, I think it's about 20-1. So for all there are some really good top horses here. Any horse can win. It's that sort of track, Kempton. It's the horse who gets into a rhythm and runs well. Jello, will be really unconsidered by many, but he's in red-hot form, having won twice for Venetia Williams. So It really is a race. Even Master Chewy is a rank outsider. You'd be surprised if he won, but stranger things have happened. So, yeah, you've just got to pay your money, takes your choice, and cross your fingers and hope your horse puts in the best round.
As for the football, Simon, Manchester United against Newcastle, 7th against 11th. Who's the favourite for that one?
Well, I've got to say, I was a little bit surprised that the betting's so close, given United are at home, and they've actually shown, they've actually been playing quite well, even if they haven't sort of been getting the results. They're 6-4, and Newcastle are 7-4 away from home, 5-2 the draw. Dean, I thought the betting, that's closer than you think it might have been, given United are at home today.
Well, it's a bit. You do find, Simon, on Boxing Day, there's a few 5-0ers floating around, unexpected results. That seems to happen on Boxing Day, but this game today. Obviously, no Fernandes, no Mbomo, the two best players, arguably. But Newcastle decimated at the back. They've got like a makeshift back four out. So I would find it very difficult to call this match.
Yeah.
It's quite even, I think.
It's going to be a good game. So I think it's a later kickoff. And listen, I'm just going to tune in. Actually, you've got a big game today, Katie. Millwall versus Ipswich Town.
Yes, I certainly do.
Your 3-1 shot at home. 5-2. Even money Ipswich. It's not an easy place to go to Millwall, and they've had a great start to this season, haven't they? They're in 6th place, aren't they? So just 2 points behind. In fact, a win against Ipswich takes you above Ipswich in the table. So what motivation for Millwall? I'll be cheering them on for you, Katie.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, Millwall flying at the moment in that kind of playoffs battle. Ipswich, knocking on those top two. Coventry, top of the tree at the moment with Middlesbrough just behind. But I've seen Ipswich quite a lot recently, and they recently took points off Coventry, beating them 3-0 recently. As for the cricket, the Ashes, the 4th test, day one, didn't exactly go to plan for either England or Australia, really. So Australia were all balled out for 152, if you're just joining us, with England in reply of 110 all out. So Australia now lead England by 46 after 20 wickets fell on day one. So Australia likely to make it 4-0, do you reckon, Simon?
I mean, their odds on, they're 1-4 to do so. This really is a bit like a replay of the first test where we saw 20 wickets fall or more in day one. I mean, poor old venue, MCG, the chance of getting the crowd in on the third day is looking kind of remote, isn't it? That's the biggest trouble with this cricket, which is over in 2 days. It costs the cricket, and poor fans going all the way over there to see. But I was reading up, and they do say, remarkably, that this wicket could get better for batting. So it's not inconceivable that it becomes easier in the second innings. And there are people, therefore, making the case that England are not out of this because they have, over the last 5 years, showed a great propensity to chase in test matches and actually chase some big totals. So we're clinging. I'm absolutely clutching at straws here. But they are 3-1 to win this test match and stage a mini fight back, even though the Ashes is over. The draw's 100-1. That ain't going to happen. So it's 1-4 Australia, 3-1 England. But it's a case of either staying up late and watching it through the night tonight, or just getting up in the morning, checking
just checking and go back to sleep.
England got peace and go back to sleep again. That's probably the better course of action.
Yeah, absolutely. And what many of us have been doing. Simon, a very Merry Christmas and enjoy the racing.
See you later, Simon. Thank you.
Okay, that was a look at the latest odds. All thanks to Coral, 18+, begambleaware.org. Right, up next, we're going to be asking the former England fast bowler, Darren Gough, whether we're likely to be 4-0 down in the Ashes by this time tomorrow.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to bring the cheer for the festive darts. 18+, gambleaware.org.
When was the last time you saw someone score with a knuckleball free kick? We're going to take a look at why we're not seeing them anymore and explain a bit about how they work. The knuckleball peaked in the 2010s after that Ronaldo strike against Portsmouth in 2008 inspired academy players everywhere. Here's a young Mason Mount.
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner.
Now, no ball is perfectly aerodynamic, so as it travels it creates ever-changing pockets of turbulent air, causing that unpredictable movement. Football's most prolific free kick taker, Juninho Pernambucano, perfected the technique but didn't invent it. He was inspired by players from the 90s and even the 50s. So how do you do it? You have to hit the ball head on with as short a contact time as possible so the ball doesn't spin. Hitting by the valve helps with that short contact time as it's the hardest part of the football. So why don't we see knuckleballs much anymore? It's because players are being told not to shoot from dead ball situations because the XG is so low. In fact, as Opta shows here, since the 08-09 season there's been a 10% reduction in players shooting from free kicks in the Premier League. And in 23-24, a record low of 11 free kicks found the back of the net. And the knuckleball, though spectacular, is imprecise, which is why it's becoming a thing of the past.
26k for 2026 on talkSPORT.
Yes, a very good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, and Dean Saunders and Arnold Clark's Real Sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale, and it's on now. Check out arnoldclark.com. Right, with this very dramatic music, it is competition time. Dino, tell us more.
Yes, well, talkSPORT is already looking ahead to an exciting year 2026 will bring. And we're giving you a chance to win a massive £26,000.
Wow.
What a better way to kick off with some serious cash. Yeah, 26 grand.
Yep.
Good prize, isn't it?
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's our biggest cash giveaway, and it could be yours. It's 26,000 for 2026. And here's how to enter.
OK, yes, for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call. This is a long number. Get your notepad out. It's 0343 423 9761. So that's 0343 423 9761. Lines close at 12 p.m. Very dramatic music on the 9th of January.
Remember, it used to be 200 quid.
Hang on, I've got to finish reading this, Dino. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. UK residents only 18 plus. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com/win. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Now, a very good luck. What did you say?
Well done.
Thank you so much. I felt as though that was.
That's why you're sat in that chair.
Well, you did the beginning bit really well.
Well,
I'd give you a solid 7 out of 10 for that.
Honestly, it always amazes me. Like, Natalie Sawyer was a newsreader on Sky Sports, wasn't she?
Yeah, amazing.
For years.
Years, decades.
And I've sat with her, and she never makes a mistake when she's reading.
Very good.
It's an art.
It is an art. And those are the standards we need to try and get to, Dino.
Well,
maybe by the end of the show.
You're already there.
Oh, that's very kind. Right, let's move on to the cricket then, shall we? We've had a lot of texts, actually, about the cricket, which hasn't gone to plan on day one of the 4th Ashes Test. Good morning to Simon, who's on holiday. Goes, hello, good morning, Katie. Just back from the cricket in Melbourne. Real bucket list stuff, but a crazy day. This test could be over in 2 days, much like the first test, which didn't exactly go to plan. So that's Simon on holiday. And overnight, England's disappointing Ashes campaign dragged on as the 4th test in Melbourne opened with a very low-scoring first day. Australia didn't fare much better either. They were dismissed for 152 before England responded with only 110. It's a very good morning now to former England fast bowler Darren Gough. Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Morning, Darren. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah, good day yesterday, but watching the cricket last night for a few hours before getting a few hours kip and then up again this morning. So yeah, not gone to plan again. Everything's kind of gone our way this series from the players that Australia have been missing again. No Cummins, no Lyon, no Hazelwood. Who would have thought that when we started this series? What a chance for England. Win the toss at Melbourne, 94,000 people in. It's going to do a bit. And we did a decent job. 150 all out, we're in the game. And then carnage happened. 110 all out for England. Not ideal, mate. Not ideal.
Is it lack of confidence, lack of belief now, Darren? Or is it the pitch? Because it looks a bit green to me and the ball's moving about everywhere.
Yeah, look, the pitch is not ideal for Test cricket, let's be honest. And all this rubbish we've heard over 4 years from people around cricket that this brand of cricket that teams are now playing is saving Test cricket. It's not saving Test cricket because we saw at Perth, what did they miss out on? Nearly $1.5 million in Aussie dollars. This Test match probably will go 3 days maximum. That's another probably $1.5 million Aussie dollars. Missing out on lots of money because Test cricket is being played with no technique. Let's be straight about this. The technique, soon as the ball moves around a little bit, is all the batters are found wanting, and the bowlers obviously want to cash in and have a field day. We've seen Test cricket saying there's no place in Test cricket for keepers stood up and medium-pace bowlers. Well, let's be straight about this. Australia have got 2 bowlers in their lineup. The keepers stood up, and between them, they got 7 wickets this Test match.
So, Darren, if you were in... I find it hard to argue with Ben Stokes and McCallum, what they've done. I think every time you sort of doubt them, they come back and go, right, take that. And Joe Root, I think he's involved. But obviously, it's all-out attack. I see, people trying to reverse sweep fast bowlers, hitting the ball on the up. Just surely, if you were in charge, what would you do to, do you curb the attacking thinking, or what do you do?
Well, listen, I was playing this form of brand of cricket 25 years ago. I was playing against an Australian team that played this brand of cricket, and Australia are playing that brand now. But there's nothing wrong with being positive and having a positive mindset and looking to score and be on the front foot. But during games, at certain times, you have to use your brain. Right, no matter what sport you play, you have to kind of assess the situation and play accordingly. And I think there's too many times on pitches that just offer a little bit for the bowler that we don't assess the situation. That would be my biggest grumble about this current England team. I love watching them on a flat pitch, chasing 350 and knocking them off in 70 overs. It's absolutely fantastic. You can do it on those sort of pitches. But once we get a pitch like this, and they're doing a little bit, and people are doing this now against England on purpose, by the way, having a pitch that just offers a little bit. They don't want flat pitches. And England are coming out playing the same way, and we end up being 110 all out, and Test matches not lasting 3 days. So, nice brand of cricket, a positive brand of cricket, believe in your own ability and back your players, but there's got to come a point where you have to dig in. With England, when you look at the side here, the guy who faced the most balls today in that innings of 110 all out was Ben Stokes. He's the captain. Everybody keeps saying Ben Stokes' responsibility along with the coach for Bazball. He doesn't play Bazball, Ben Stokes. He tries to get himself in, right, and then he attacks. But unfortunately, we've never been in a position where we can get on top of this Australian side. They keep bowling us out. Simple.
Darren, Ben Stokes has actually said that this is my toughest time as captain and is calling for empathy towards his teammates to help them get through this difficult spell. What have you made of Stokes as captain? And also, I suppose, credit to his decision-making, which is potentially better than others, given this situation?
I've no problem with Ben Stokes whatsoever. I think he is a good leader. I really do. I think the difficult thing he's going to have but he'll probably, knowing Ben and the way he is, he'll probably say, look, if they want me to step down, I will. But I'd be I'd be saying to him, no. We don't want Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes is the leader we need. He just needs the right people around him to make sure they get the best out of this current crop of players. We're obviously gone around the selection. The way we've gone around selecting players is we're getting found out so far in this series. But I'll say, same as most of them, we're just about still in the game. What is it, 40-odd lead? They've got Australia. Day 2, it'll be interesting how the pitch plays tomorrow. I think it's still going to offer a little bit for the bowlers. And both teams have got weakened teams. Let's be straight about it. Well, it's England's best batting lineup, but the bowlers actually did a great job in this Test match. Josh Tong was absolutely superb. And Ben Stokes, obviously, on a pitch that nibbles a little bit, is still an unbelievable bowler. So we're still in this game. But I tell you what, it's going to be exciting, that first hour and a half tomorrow morning. I think that dictates the game again.
Certainly is. Darren, thank you so much for coming on Breakfast this morning on Boxing Day. Enjoy the rest of this festive period. Right, still to come on Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Right, we're discussing the day's only Premier League game at 9 o'clock. Manchester United against Newcastle. You can get involved by calling us on 03717 223344. Who finishes higher, the Red Devils or the Toon Army? Get involved in the show. Next up, though, are Swansea set for a return to the Premier League with Modric, Snoop Dogg, and now Martha Stewart at the wheel. Dino certainly hopes so. That was a look ahead to all thanks to the brilliant Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with Katie Shanahan and Dean Saunders. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas day and are ready for all of the sport that Boxing Day has to offer. We've got one game in the Premier League, Manchester United hosting Newcastle at kick-off time of 8 p.m, and then loads going on in the EFL, of course, plus the racing at Kempton and Aintree to look forward to as well. So a busy day of sport. Right, what do we know this Boxing Day morning? As for the cricket, England's Ashes tour teetered on another crisis as they were bowled out for 110 by Australia on almost a farcical first day of the fourth test at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Australia also clocked up only 152 runs in their innings. And Man City are favourites to trigger Antoine Semenyo's release clause in January. And I spoke to his fellow Bournemouth forward, Justin Kluivert, who discussed the many reasons why Semenyo is in such demand right now.
He scored a lot of goals. He was dangerous, and he just does the same this year. So yeah, he gives you goals. He gives you attacking danger. So yes, that's one thing he does great, and good for him that a lot of teams need that. So he's a good asset.
Yeah, I really enjoyed speaking to Justin Kluivert. What a lovely bloke and a great footballer, speaking very highly of his fellow Bournemouth forward, Antoine Semenyo, who's having such a good season and, unsurprisingly, Dino, attracting interest from the likes of Man City.
He looks a player, doesn't he? Strong, scores goals, makes goals.
What's he added to his game this season, do you reckon?
I just think he's got a bit of self-belief that he deserves to be here. You know, he started off in the lower down, didn't he? And he's worked his way up, and then all of a sudden you think, I can play at this level. And you start getting a bit of self-confidence. But I coached Patrick Kluivert.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's how old I am. His dad at Newcastle. Funny, he was on loan from Barcelona. And me and Graham Souness were... Graham was manager, I was assistant manager. And Alan Shearer was retiring. So Graham said to me, wouldn't it be great if we got Patrick Kluivert as our new centre-forward at Newcastle? He can carry that shirt. Get him in. Go and get him in. So I called him in. He comes in the room, Patrick. And Graham says to him, can we hang our hat on you to take over from Alan Shearer?
Oh, wow.
Just give me the right answer.
Was that the opening question?
Yeah. He said, look us in the eye. Look us in the eye now, the pair of us. Shake hands and say, you can hang your hat on me. I will be the new Alan Shearer.
Wow.
And he shook hands. He went, yeah, you can rely on me. He said, well, you got to look, you got to knuckle down, train properly. You got to put everything into it because it's a big shirt to carry. He went, yeah, I will, no problem. So he walks out the room and Graham went, oh, what a result that. It's hard to replace Alan Shearer, but that's as close as we can get. He said, we've got Patrick Kluivert. If we can get him fit now, he said, you get him fit and then we'll get him on the pitch and the crowd will love him. So he goes, right. He goes, come on, let's go and have let's go and have a cup of coffee and a bit of cake. So we went into Jesmond, into a coffee shop, and I'm driving down there, and Graham goes, Graham's driving, sorry, and I went, left here, go left here, down this road, yeah, and at the bottom, turn right here, and then left. I said, Patrick Kluivert lives here, by the way, one of these flats. Patrick Kluivert lives down this road, Graham. He goes, does he? I went, yeah. I went, slow down, not this one, the next one. And as we stopped outside, I'm not exaggerating, there must have been 200 bottles of champagne outside Patrick's flat, outside his front door. He went, tell me that's not Patrick Kluivert's flat. I went, it is. He goes, oh my God, what have we done?
All done over a handshake.
Oh, yeah, but he's a great lad, lovely fella, and his boy's doing great, and Patrick's doing great now. He's like, he's coaching now. He was involved with Holland, wasn't he? The Netherlands. But what a player he was.
Yeah.
What a player. 6'4", fantastic touch, brilliant finisher. And he was hilarious in the dress.
Well, someone else who likes champagne, I'm guessing, is Uma Gaurav, who's back with us for a bit of this. What tune this is, by the way?
Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Seen him live in Las Vegas.
Drop it like it's hot. You love Snoop Dogg, don't you?
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
Do you like Martha Stewart?
Martha Stewart? Never heard of her.
Well, do you know what Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart and Luka Modric now all have in common?
No.
They're all minority co-owners of Swansea City. Yours truly, of course.
Yes, I'm a Swansea fan.
Well.
And I don't know what's going on there, but Snoop needs to put his hand in his pocket, and Luka Modric.
And Martha.
Well, maybe Martha can help, because she is, of course, I'm not sure if you know this, but she is the US's first self-made female billionaire. She became famous. She's a bit of a lifestyle guru. I was having a bit of a research about her. She does a bit of catering, a bit of cooking. She's famous for telling people, you know, how to live their life well. Something you might have in common with Martha Stewart. She was also famous for coming up for this with this 3-hour sleep routine. That was how she kind of got to her successful person.
Power nap.
Well, I don't know if she had a power nap, but she used to sleep for 3 hours, get up and then get on with whatever it was at 4 a.m. in the morning. That's
I think a lot of the rich Margaret Thatcher she used to go and have naps, didn't she, in the middle of the night? Do you know who used to do that? Robert Maxwell, apparently. Robert Maxwell used to have 5 meetings on the go at once, and he'd have 20 minutes, and he'd say, fill them with whiskey in that room, and then he'd go in the other room, fill them with whiskey,
That's what we
go back to sleep, keep them waiting, keep them there all day, fill them with whiskey, and then try and do a deal with them.
There you go. Well, Martha Stewart, she's obviously...
She won't be doing that.
No, probably not.
I'd say to her, right, Martha, tell us about your lifestyle and sleeping and everything, and let us speak for about 5 minutes and say to her, right, how much money are you giving us?
Well, it doesn't. I'm not sure she's giving them much money yet, because head coach Vitor Matos has said Swansea are not going to be doing that much business in the January transfer window, so he's going to be quiet. But that's now 2 Americans and obviously Luka Modric, very high profile, investing in Swansea. At the moment, they're 19th in the Championship, 7 points off the drop zone. But can you see them in the near future, maybe not this season, maybe this season, heading back up to the Premier League?
Well, I hope it's not a gimmick, because we thought this was going to happen at Wrexham. You know, I thought it was a joke when he said the 2 film stars are going to take over Wrexham. I was going, yeah, they won't last 5 minutes. But it's been the opposite. They have put their hands in their pockets, not just for the football team, but the town in general. They have just done more than beyond. And they've nearly got Wrexham into the one step from the Premier League. At the moment, Luka Modric and Snoop Dogg and Martha
Stewart.
I need to remind them that right now we're sitting 19th in the league, dangerously close to the relegation zone. If you're going to put some money in, do it now, because we need some players right now to get us out of trouble.
Who do we need?
Well, I think we've got a new manager, so whether he's going to bring some Portuguese players in or European players, I don't know. But he needs to know quickly that this league is Saturday, Tuesday, and it takes a special character to produce 7 out of 10s in this championship. It's not so much the good players, fancy, flicky tricks. It's players who dig in 3 times a week.
I mean, it also is a big moment for Welsh football. You know, go Cardiff there, sitting top of League One, a rebuild going on there. You've got Swansea hopefully rebuilding with this new ownership, 3 at the wheel now, and Wrexham flying as well.
Yeah, the only one that's struggling is Newport. I mean, they're in big trouble. Obviously, the not Neil Jenkins, Mr. Jenkins. I forget his first name now. He used to be the Swansea
Hugh
chairman.
Jenkins.
Hugh Jenkins. Yeah, sorry, Hugh. He's now in charge of Newport, and he's trying to raise money. I think they needed 350 grand last week to pay some bills off, and they were struggling. So they're right down the bottom of League Two. So for Welsh football, Merthyr are doing well. Who are in the English pyramid system, and then we've got the Newport, Cardiff, Swansea. For Welsh football, we need them all doing well, and we need one of them in the Premier League.
Well, hopefully, Martha Stewart, Snoop Dogg and Luka Modric, never thought I'd say those 3 names in one sentence, can help do it for Swansea. Uma, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
For now, you are listening to talkSPORT Boxing Day Breakfast with Katie Shanahan and Dean Saunders. Up next, we're asking whether Manchester United can cope without the injured Bruno Fernandes as they face Newcastle tonight, live and exclusive on talkSPORT. Good morning.
There's a lot of talk about the independent football regulator. Some people love the sound of it, others don't. But what actually is it? And is it going to be any good for the game? In simple terms, it'll be an organisation not controlled by the Premier League, the EFL or the government, which will make sure all clubs are financially stable and don't rip off the fans. The aim is to make sure what happened to Bury, Derby and Reading doesn't happen again. Now, a significant reason clubs go under is because of dodgy owners financially mismanaging the club and running it into the ground. But in theory, these should be a thing of the past with the new regulator. They'll be able to use data from the National Crime Agency to perform stronger fit and proper persons tests and can even force owners to give up their stake in a club, which for certain supporters might be a welcome relief. It's likely good news for the EFL. The tension between them and the Premier League over a fair financial deal has been increasing in recent years. As it stands, talks have broken down. The Premier League backed out of recent negotiations, but the regulator will have the power to force through a deal, meaning more money for clubs lower down the pyramid. Now, this might sound simple, but in reality there's concerns this will open a legal can of worms, which could result in messy court cases involving the Premier League and the regulator. Parachute payments will be brought under the control of the regulator too. If they reduce them, it could mean a wider variety of clubs securing promotion to the top flight, but critics reckon it'll just mean the gap between the Premier League and EFL actually widens, as promoted clubs won't get as much money, which should normally be used to buy better players so they can compete. And current Premier League clubs have said if there were no parachute payments, they'd actually invest less, which would harm the quality of the top flight. And if clubs don't invest, then you'll get exactly what the EFL don't want, which is the same 3 clubs going down every year. And remember when Cardiff's owners changed the club's colours and badge? Well, in future, fans will have to approve any major changes to their club's heritage. Now, that might all sound great, but do we really need it? Some say the downfall of Reading and Bury is an exception, not the rule. So as a whole, the most successful footballing pyramid in world football doesn't need regulation. They say it scares investors who can help grow the game. If those investors go elsewhere, well, the Premier League may no longer be the destination for the best players in the world. And others, well, they just don't trust politicians to appoint truly independent people to regulate our game.
A very good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders and Arnold Clark. Save on your next car in the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Loads on the way for you this morning on Boxing Day. I hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas and festive period. Well, our voice of live football, Adrian Durham, will be joining us very shortly ahead of a jam-packed Boxing Day in the EFL here on talkSPORT. We'll also be previewing the weekend's Premier League fixtures. Is Arne Slot wrong for calling Mickey van der Ven's challenge on Alexander Isak malicious? Are Arsenal on for the quadruple? Arsenal fans, more on that after 9:15. We've had a text here about Arsenal potentially winning the quadruple. Good morning, Katie and Dean. A very Merry Christmas. If Arsenal win the league, that would be a great achievement. It certainly would. To do the treble or double takes something special. and a full squad injury-free. If I was an Arsenal fan, I would hope for the league first. That's from Sammy, the Manchester United and England fan. We're also continuing Dean's blind ranking of Christmas songs. You're really enjoying this, aren't you, Dino?
I'm trying.
You're trying. So you started off pretty badly.
Can I have a pint of enthusiasm, please?
Well, I wonder who you're going to be saving for number one, because you don't know the list. So it might be an absolute howler that you're saving for number one. He'll have a 1 to 8 by the end of the show. So far we have number 2, Last Christmas by Wham. That's a strong contender. Well done, you've locked that in. Number 5, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams. And number 8, which you called number 10, Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. So yeah, plenty more Christmas songs on the way. I have no idea who you think is number 1, but we can save that first.
Well, have you got any Slade songs in there?
I haven't actually made or seen the list myself.
I thought it was your game.
It is my game, it was my idea, but they didn't let me see the list. So I can play it too.
All right. I've got my number 1 in my head, my favourite.
Okay, well, let's just hope it's on the list.
Controversial.
Okay.
But it's my favourite.
Well, I spoke to James Garner in the week, and he said his favourite Christmas song was Mistletoe by Justin Bieber.
James Garner, Everton.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
How'd you get in everywhere? How'd you get in there then?
I was actually an interview for this show.
Was it?
Yes, it was. Or this weekend, because I'm doing all the shows. But yeah, so Mistletoe by Justin Bieber. I don't know if that's part of the list.
On a different subject slightly.
Okay,
do you know we've not even mentioned the darts?
No, we haven't mentioned the darts. Yes, we have. We did the darts.
We haven't done the darts
We
yet.
haven't done the darts.
I'm sure we'll do it before the end of the show.
Doing the darts.
It's brilliant. I've been watching it.
Have you been?
Brilliant. I've never been live,
We
but
need to go, Dino. We need to go. I haven't been either.
Do you know you can go in disguise as well?
Let's do that. What would you dress up as?
Somewhere where you can't see my face.
Okay, well, that could be a lot of things.
So like a bottle of mustard or something. Paint your face.
Shall I go as tomato ketchup?
Yeah.
You could go as a bottle of mustard.
There you go.
And then we'll just wiggle our way round Ali Pali.
Yeah, it's it looks like it's amazing, isn't it? All of a sudden it goes quiet in the arena.
Yeah.
And then it's someone sort of like lights a touch paper, and then it's like stand up if you love the darts. And I think I like the songs they're walking on to.
What would your walk-on song be?
When I won the darts 3 times on the bounce, you mean? Is that what you were there? You were there as my cheerleader. Yeah.
I was actually there when you did your walk-on.
They actually made a song for it.
Yeah, you've won it 3 times now.
Yeah.
Are you going to retire?
No, I'm thinking I'm going to change my song I walk out to.
Okay. Oh.
Tom Jones.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Falling in Love.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Falling in love with you.
Sure, we could get that on very shortly.
Take my hand.
There we go. Well, maybe 4 in a row. I think you need to let someone else win.
That's Elvis, isn't it? It's not Tom Jones. It's Elvis, that one.
Right, I'm going to save us here. Let's look at the only Boxing Day game in the Premier League. Manchester United hosting Newcastle. It's live on talkSPORT.
The vulnerability is they concede too many goals.
Left-footed shot into the far corner. It's 4-4.
The front of the team, for me, looks a lot clearer. Got a boy from Wolves. I still worry at the back.
This defeat made even more painful for Ruben Amorim by losing his captain.
Fernandes thing is a blow. I won't say they're a one-man team, but they're pretty close.
With all the issues that we have, we show great character. I think we have been consistent in the way we create chances, we dominate games.
Here comes to Cunha. Cunha makes it 4. It's brilliant.
This season, for whatever reason, has brought about a set of circumstances.
The away form is a real problem.
It's finished at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0.
We're getting some brilliant results and performances at home, and away from home we just kind of get this elusive win.
He's been absolutely superb in terms of what he's done at that football club. I think he deserves a little bit of credit.
Swings a dangerous ball in. Volkamada! And the double for Newcastle United. The final match of the Boxing Day programme.
Yes, it's another night of Premier League football under the lights at Old Trafford. Manchester United will be without the services of captain Bruno Fernandes, who will miss at least a month of action. Kobbie Mainoo is also out with a calf injury, and despite the injury troubles, United boss Ruben Amorim said he's still confident his team can get results.
Confident that we can win any game. Of course, we have some problems, but we need to. I believe in the team. Even without many players in this moment, I believe in the team, and I believe we can win any game. Of course, it's more difficult, but we, again, I trust in my players, and if we are really focused in the game, we can win.
Dino, where are you at with Manchester United right now? They're 7th in the league, 2 wins in the last 8 in all competitions, so still quite inconsistent.
Yeah, they're better than they were. I mean, how long?
Is that it?
We've been going on for about 5 or 6 years now, haven't we? Yeah. About the same thing. I'm looking at the team they're going to put out today. Obviously, they've got injuries and they've got players away on international duty, which is, I'll just read some of them out here, and they'll say so. They're missing a lot of players. Ahmad's away, Bruno Fernandes injured, Mbomo, Harry Maguire, Mainoo, Delit, Mazwari injured. Newcastle have got similar problems. Dan Burns injured today, Livermento's injured. But I look at the system they play. That system, when you play with 3 centre-backs, Dorgu... So today it's going to be Euro, Heaven and Shaw, back 3. Not the best, that back 3.
No.
And I remember Eric Harrison, who was the great youth team coach at Man United under Alex Ferguson. And Mark Hughes became manager of Wales, and he got Eric in for a day. And Eric walked across the pitch and he said, Eric, have you got anything to say to the lads? He goes, yeah, if you can't defend 1v1 on the halfway line, you shouldn't be playing at this level. And walked off. So what he means is, when you play this system, you've got Euro out in one channel, you've got Luke Shaw out. Can you defend against Isak and the top strikers 1v1 out in the channels? Because if you both wing-backs get caught forward...
Isak's not playing, is he?
No, I mean players like that.
Right.
Can they, in the Premier League, you're playing against the best players in the world every week. Every club's got top-class strikers. So if Euro gets dragged out there, can you defend against whoever it is? Can you defend against Salah? Can you defend against whoever? But are you good enough? Have you got the tools to stop people scoring against you 1v1? This system is a counter-attacking system.
Mm.
When you play for Man United and there's 77,000 people watching you every week, you're not allowed to walk into their half with the ball. You're not allowed to walk into Man United's half with the ball at your feet. When you played against Man United at Old Trafford, the goalkeeper went to get the ball behind the goal, Schmeichel, and it was like, you can't press them because they're that good on the ball, but when your keeper got the ball, you weren't allowed to get out your half. They wouldn't let you out your own half. If I touched the ball 5 times at Old Trafford in the game, I was delighted. You normally couldn't get the ball off him.
Yeah.
So he's got problems, hasn't he? Casemiro and Ugarte today.
Who's gonna replace Bruno Fernandes, who's injured?
Well, it'd be Ugarte probably. Mainoo's injured. Yeah, Casemiro, and so he'll play Dorgu left wing back, Darlow right wing back, and up front he's got Cunha, Mount, and Sesko. So, they're decent, aren't they? The 2 midfield players are decent. The problem is, when Mason Mount gets dragged out wide, out of the middle of the pitch, and he loses the ball, Casemiro and Ugarte are left isolated in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Their weakness is their mobility. And it's the same when Ericsson played in there. You're playing to their weaknesses. They're not Olympic athletes like Roy Keane and Paul Ince who could cover the ground. They can't cover the whole width of the pitch and the whole length of the pitch. So I think
you think that's where they're going to get found out, man?
Well, you end up conceding possession. So you end up going, right, drop back in your own half and let's counter-attack. And Mbomo makes a difference, I think, and Fernandes, the 2 best players probably. So they're going to have inconsistent results, but they're better than they were. And the manager just needs to keep surviving. Survive until he gets the formula right.
And also potentially some more players in the January transfer window. Do you think they should go big in the January window?
Well, they've got to get it right. I mean, they'll say go big. I mean, how many mistakes have they made in the transfer window over the years? Like players who've come and then you start thinking, is it the culture they're coming into? Is it the environment? And
having said that, Brian Mbomo and Mateus Cunha have been good signings.
Yeah, I think Mbomo could get in most teams. He contributes.
And they're proven in the Premier League, which is
they're not coming. Sesko's up. That's up for debate.
Yep.
Sesko, is he going to be good enough? And you look at Højlund, he's gone to Italy, banging goals in. Jadon Sancho went to Germany, started playing well. This is the toughest league in the world. When they pay big money for you, you've got to produce. When you sign for Man United, you have to produce or we will replace you.
Let's hear from Newcastle manager Eddie Howe now ahead of this game. He was asked why his teams have struggled to protect leads.
There's been different games with different themes behind why we've conceded late on. Certainly, the word you started with there, protecting the game, that's a difficult one, because if you're not winning, if you're winning by a goal and suddenly you go into protection mode, that can have really negative consequences. So it's about getting the mentality right. For us, we shouldn't really change too much, in my opinion, between times of games and how we play. We want to be the same team throughout the game, and we want to have the feeling and confidence that regardless of the scoreline, whether it's a 1-goal lead or a 2-goal lead or a 3-goal lead, the game is ours.
So why do you think Newcastle haven't been able to finish games that well?
Why they haven't?
Yeah. Especially after going ahead.
Lost Isak. And because he's
Is that your argument for everything for Newcastle?
Yeah, honestly, I had Billy Sharp playing for me at Doncaster, and you'd be stood on the side of the pitch thinking, we're not playing very well. What should we do? How can we change it? Bang. Look round, Billy Sharp. Cross behind him, touch, swivel, volley. Centre forwards get you out of trouble. You're only as good as your strikers. In any football you play at whatever level, you're only as good as your front players, because you can't teach them how to score goals. Now, because Isak's not doing very well at Liverpool at the moment, what he done for Newcastle was unbelievable. Every week he was banging goals in. That's why he went for 125 million. So they're missing that player, and they've had injuries as well. Everyone's getting injuries. They're playing a lot of football. And today they're going into the game with half a back four, but they've got the midfield, Joe Linton, he's back fit, and the front three looks decent.
And Nick Baltimore has been brilliant since he's come in, bearing in mind there was all that summer saga with Isak. Newcastle have actually adapted and actually got done quite well this season. I know they're 11th and they'll be pushing for that top 4, but Nick Baltimore is now on 9 goals so far this season, so he has hit the ground running.
Well, if you hadn't watched the game this season and you said, Newcastle are 11th, why do you think that is? And they go, well, have they sold anyone? He went, yeah, Isak. You go, there you go. That's why they're 11th, because he will cover up. Isak covered up all your weaknesses. Strikers do that, especially the ones banging goals in. They're a good team. Eddie Howe's done well. He's managed lower down. He's got a bit of battle strength. They're all massive. All the players are massive at Newcastle, by the way. 6'2", 6'3". They haven't got many small players, and they've got pace, athletic, quick players. So they'll come good.
Yeah, let's see what happens tonight. Manchester United against Newcastle is exclusive on talkSPORT. Kickoff, that one is at 8 o'clock. Right, coming up next, William Saliba says that Arsenal are gunning for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 trophies this season. We'll discuss whether those dreams will become a reality next.
baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me.
Good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast for me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders, singing along to Santa Baby.
No, number 9, this one.
Number 9
Not
out of
having
8.
this.
You know,
Rubbish.
this is a classic,
Who is it?
Dino.
Mariah Carey.
It's Eartha Kitt, Santa Baby.
Eartha Kitt?
Yes.
A 54
Is it? You're not even putting this in your top 8?
We used to use her name.
Up for you, dear.
What?
We use her name in rhyming slang.
For those just tuning in and wondering what on earth is going on Boxing Day, we're getting Dino to blind rank these Christmas songs throughout today's
Rubbish.
Boxing Day shows. There are 8 songs in total. There is a list. So far, we have at number 2, Last Christmas by Wham. Number 5, Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams. And down at number 8, well, you've already got your number 8 was Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. You don't like the Santa songs, do you? So where are you putting this?
This song is like depressing.
No, it's not. It's quite
Santa
sexy.
baby.
No, this is.
It's like someone trying to be. She's trying to be sexy, isn't she?
She is trying to be sexy.
Trying to be sexy.
Dulcet tones, Santa Baby. Come on, this is
Rubbish.
You're not having it.
Rubbish. I'm not having this
you've
one.
got it. Okay, you're putting it at number 7 because number 8 is already taken.
Yeah. If the list was longer, it'd be at the bottom of the
Right.
list.
Well, we've only got 8, so it's number 7. You're not impressed.
7.
Okay. I can't wait to see what your number 1 is. Right. Uma Garav is back with us. Do you like this song?
I love this song, Dino. Yeah, this is a great
Dino,
song.
you're being a bit of a Grinch. I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm not a Grinch, but like, is this going to get you off your seat?
But
So
no,
you're
it
at the Christmas party. You're at the Christmas party, and this is not going to get you off your seat.
Unless it's being done by karaoke.
Well,
I think actually at talkSPORT Christmas parties, I think this has been sung at the karaoke.
I wasn't invited, by the way.
Were you not?
No.
Oh, you could have been
Not
my first
invited.
one.
No one told me there was a party.
Yeah, but you won the darts.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a
3
winner.
times champion.
You remember when Steve Davis kept winning the world title,
Oh, yeah.
snooker, and no one liked him because he was boring? I don't think
you're boring, if that's what you're saying.
boring.
You're not boring. Anything but boring,
like-
Dino.
No, nobody likes a winner.
Well, they're just jealous.
And you've won so many awards because you won Sportsmile co-host,
Yeah,
presenter of the year.
I'm on a roll.
You are on a roll, and I'll also give you that award. It's been lovely spending my Boxing Day morning with you.
I'm the only one you've ever worked with.
Well, yes. Oh no, I. Tony Cascarino's also up there.
I'll
actually.
take that compliment.
Thank you.
But yeah. Anyway, talk sport, innit?
Yeah,
Talk
exactly.
sport.
Talk sport family.
No dead air.
No, never.
No dead air. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Uma. Yes.
Even if you want to talk rubbish, it's all right.
Well, I'm not sure I like your Christmas list,
Get
so
away with
speaking of
But I do
rubbish-
love your Christmas sweater.
Thank
That's
you.
very stylish.
You
Uma,
can
what have
use
you got
that
for
fishing or anything. You can wear that
us?
anywhere.
Fishing. Yes, that's what I'm
Isn't it?
doing later today. Going fishing. Right, moving on.
We do have a lot of people listening that fish while listening to talkSPORT because I get a lot of texts throughout my show, which I think is really nice.
I'm taking up fishing.
Are you?
Well, Jamie O'Hara, right? I beat him at golf. I
Yeah.
beat him at darts. Like, I'm trying to find a sport that he can beat me at.
Oh my gosh.
And he's thrown fishing in. So I'm going to have a go at that as well now.
Should try dancing.
Yeah. Anyway, moving
Uma,
on.
over to you.
So let's chat about Arsenal. I heard you saying earlier, after William Saliba made the very big claim that he thinks Arsenal can win every competition that they're playing in. You said, Dino, they can win the Premier League, they can win the Champions League. But I want to know, can they win the quadruple? Because Saliba thinks they can.
They're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup.
Do you know what? Seriously, I think it was Simon Clare a couple of days ago said it's 100 to 1, the quadruple. And I thought, it's worth £1. I might have £1 on that. I'm looking at him the other day, and like Martinelli, I would get him in and say, watch this video again. He destroyed Wolves' right back. That's how I want you to play. He's going at the fullback, going outside him, inside him. When he come inside, he played a 1-2 give and go, but he's going outside the fullback. He's like lightning. So you've got Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus is fit, Gyökeres,
Saka, Declan Rice.
Declan Rice, Odegaard.
Trossard, who I think
They haven't
doesn't
got
get
a
enough
bad
love.
player. If you mention an Arsenal player,
Centre backs, Gabriel when fit,
brilliant.
Saliba. a really good centre-back partnership when they're both fit.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate here. They're top of the table in the Premier League at Christmas. This has happened 3 times in the last 4 years. We've had this conversation before, and it's not happened for them. They've not won the Premier League. They've not even won a trophy since 2020. All those players, yes, I get that they're great, but why is this year different? Because they've had the majority of those players before.
Is it down to other teams faltering?
No, it's fair enough, but and it's getting more difficult every year because when you play for Arsenal, when you go to play a game anywhere, it's like a World Cup final for the team you're playing against. You're playing against the leaders. That's a different pressure. They're all bang up for it, so it becomes more difficult. But Gyökeres he's not doing as well as everybody thought he'd do. But
he's still adapting to the Premier League.
He's a goal scorer.
And I disagree with Rory Jennings, who called him a dud. That actually made me quite angry because he's come from Sporting Lisbon, scored a lorry load of goals. You've got to adapt to the Premier League. You've got to give him time. I think he's a brilliant striker and he does so much work off the ball. He creates a lot. He just needs to score more goals and he will come good.
You can't teach him that. Honestly, you can't.
To score goals, he has done for Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah, but you can't teach it. Like, that is an instinct that's in you. So you have to put him on the pitch and let him find the ball. The ball will... The top strikers find the ball in the box. Don't just hit you on the head and go in. Your movement...
But some are better running in behind, or whether, for example, I think Gyökeres is better with actually running in behind rather than, his back to goal.
Well, for me, I would just say to him, if I was Arteta, when he walked through the door, I said, listen, just score 20 goals, hold it up when we need you to hold it up, and just work your socks off. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's your instructions. But if you don't get 20 goals, we will replace you with someone who will.
Yeah.
We've got loads of money. And that's the pressure he's under.
Well, Arsenal's next game is against Brighton tomorrow. So let's see how they get on. Uma, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For now. Right, coming up next, former Liverpool, Stoke City and Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam joins us on the show live on talkSPORT Boxing Day Breakfast. Good morning.
Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Some are pretty straightforward. Arsenal are the Gunners because they were founded by a group of munitions workers, and Bournemouth are the Cherries because their old stadium was built right next to a cherry orchard. Then there's Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were 2 local toffee shops. Ipswich Town nicked their nickname off their opponents in the late 90s, Birmingham. The term Tractor Boys was chanted as a way to tease the team about their farming background, but they started using it themselves as a way to cheer on the team in victory instead. Take that, Birmingham. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Crystal Palace's nickname came from an extreme makeover. They were having a nightmare run in the 70s, and when they were relegated, their manager, Malcolm Allison, wasn't having it. I know what will make us better, he thought, a new nickname. The Strong and Deadly Eagle sounded like a pretty good bet. And there's more to that story. Brighton used Palace's nickname to inspire their own. Ooh, bird, they thought. Let's just pick a different one for us. And so, in a heated match between the two teams back in 1976, when Palace fans began chanting "Eagles, Eagles," Brighton fans had the perfect reply: "Seagulls, Seagulls." So next time the away ends chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Very good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Save on your next car in the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. A very Merry Christmas and happy Boxing Day. Hope you're all enjoying your festive period. Katie Shanahan in the chair today alongside Dean Saunders. Do you like your Boxing Day sales, Dean?
Yeah, I love a sale. Well, actually, Hold Your Nerve on Christmas Eve. Have you played that game?
No.
Hold Your Nerve, right? At some point in the shops on Christmas Eve, it's around about normally about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
They've got the boards ready to put up 70% off.
Well, I did a lot of my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve, and I had so much for 50% off. I couldn't believe it.
Did you?
Yes. I went up to the cashier and went, what on earth is going on? I've got all of this really cheap.
I've got to... I bought the worst present ever.
Oh, no, what was
and
that?
I thought I could
I'm
going to have to go back to the sales today and have to have a rethink.
What was it?
Home bargains.
Oh, yeah.
Right? For a start. Buying a present from Home Bargains.
I was going to say. You're not setting the bar very high.
They were doing these little hampers, breakfast hamper.
Oh, yeah, that sounds lovely.
Like in a basket.
How small's the basket?
The size of an A4 piece of paper, right? In the basket was 2 bits of jam, some shortbread, a rich tea bag.
Yeah.
And what else was there? That was it. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, and I thought...
How much you pay for that?
£5, right? But what I thought I'd do, I'll go down the delicatessen and I'll take the rubbish jam out.
You'll refill it.
And refill it with like proper expensive cheese and whatever, and a bottle.
Why didn't you just buy an expensive
bottle of white
hamper?
wine? Well, I was lastminute.com. Anyway, I bought them, and then I realised when I bought them, the cling film that's over them, you can't get into it. I was going to have to re-cling film it. And apparently they do it in the range.
Oh, right.
You can go in the range and they'll put cling film.
Sounds like a lot of effort.
Yeah,
Don't do that again.
It's a schoolboy error.
Yeah.
It's the worst present, and I'm going to have to do something about it probably today some point.
I think the worst present I was ever given was birdseed.
Birdseed?
And I don't have any birds.
Who gave you that?
My late grandma.
Ah,
I know.
It's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts.
Perhaps she thought that's what you eat.
You know what? I did it on my show the other day. I said, "What's the worst Christmas present that you've ever got?" And someone was going to give their wife birdseed. I went, "No, take it back. So hopefully they did manage to do that.
The worst.
But what's the worst Christmas present you've ever had? Just the one. We can't be here all day.
It's normally socks or something like that, innit? Or something.
No, socks is a
something
staple.
that don't fit you.
Yeah.
Or I'm not really.
Maybe a really cheap hamper.
Bad ones. I suppose the worst one you could ever buy a woman is an ironing board.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's ruthlessly
it's just rude.
Misogynistic.
Yeah.
Like something like that. You know.
Well, I didn't get any of that, thank goodness.
I wouldn't do that either.
No, you're a gentleman.
There's men out there that would do that.
Well, hopefully everyone got lots of lovely presents this Christmas. On to the football then, because Liverpool took on Spurs last Saturday, winning 2-1, but it wasn't all good, as Alexander Isak was on the receiving end of what Arne Slot, the manager, has described as a reckless tackle from Mickey van der Ven. Isak picked up a fractured fibula as a result and will be out for a couple of months. Here's Arne Slot giving his opinion on that tackle from Mickey van der Ven.
The most injuries we have are not related to overloading. So if you look at Alex's injury, that has nothing to do with overloading a player. The same with Wata. Of course, there are one or two that might have to do with overloading. So Cody has a muscle injury, and the same is to be said about Joe Gomez. But yeah, this was for me a reckless challenge. So I think I said a lot about the tackle of Xavi Simons, which for me was completely unintentional. And I don't think you will ever get an injury out of a tackle like that, the tackle of Van der Ven. If you make that tackle 10 times, I think 10 times there's a serious chance that a player gets a serious injury.
So time now to bring in former Liverpool and Stoke City midfielder Charlie Adam for more on Liverpool as well as the day's championship action. A very Merry Christmas, Charlie. Hope you had a wonderful day. Is Arne Slot being unfair there about that tackle?
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Yeah, I think it's a harsh comment in terms of that it was reckless. He's put his body on the line to stop a goal for his team. I don't think he's intended to go and try and hurt Isak. I think Isak's obviously there and he shoots with his left foot and he catches him. But I don't see it as it's like, you know, he's gone to try and hurt him. He's defending the goal for his team. Isak said it was a wonderful strike, and unfortunately for him, he's got in that way and he's tangled his leg, and yeah, it's a huge blow for the player because he's just not managed to get up to speed of what we've seen from Newcastle in the last couple of years.
Charlie, I agree with you. I mean, I was talking to Katie earlier. If you look at it from the defender's point of view, Van der Ven, he's trying to block the shot. It's a last-ditch tackle, and you've seen defenders get up off the floor and get everyone patting them on the back for what he'd done. Unfortunately, Isak's not got his leg off the floor. He's getting his shot, but as a striker, that was every week. You learn somehow how to get your feet off the floor and ride that tackle while you're still looking at the ball. And in training, I might not even shoot if I knew the player who's coming across who might hurt me. So I don't think Van der Ven's. What would you say to Van der Ven there? His other option was to just let him shoot, so he couldn't do that. And by accident, he's broke his leg. But
yeah, if you're the Tottenham manager, you'd be disappointed in Van der Ven if he allowed the shot. But again, like you say, it's last ditch. You're in emergency mode. Isak's got a chance to score a goal. You throw your body in the line, and he makes contact with Isak. And again, the situation of where Isak is in terms of fitness and getting up to speed with Liverpool. It's been a difficult season so far for him, but maybe this time out can give him an opportunity to have a breather and understanding what it needs to be to play for Liverpool as a number 9 and the pressures that come with that. So no, it's a huge blow for Liverpool as a group as well, because listen, he's a fabulous player and we all would love to see Isak, you know, scoring lots of goals and challenging a Haaland up at the top end of the goal scoring charts. But at the moment, it's not seemed to be going well for him. But it's there is always a positive in terms of with an injury that you can build up fitness wise. You can build up and be ready for when he comes back at the back end of the season, if that's when he will be back fit. So no, it's a huge blow for the player and Liverpool as a football club at the moment with everything else that's going on without Salah at the AFCON. So yeah, huge disappointment.
Charlie, Liverpool are currently in 5th position, 10 points off Arsenal, top of the table at the moment. Are Liverpool still in the title picture?
Well, I could never rule anybody. I could never rule them out. But performance, like I say, we ruled out Man City. People ruled Man City out too early in the season, and they hadn't got any rhythm yet. Liverpool are similar, but 10 points is a big gap. It's not 4 or 5; it's 10, and that will be crucial. Arsenal are playing well. They're getting wins. Man City are taking wins as well. So it's going to be difficult for Liverpool this year to win the title. Top 4 is actually a huge achievement from what's going on and where they've been this year. If they can make that, then they'll be happy. But disappointing not to be able to go challenge the top end of the league, because Liverpool want to win titles.
Charlie, I know you're doing the Stoke game today for talkSPORT, so I'm going to ask you about that in a second. But while we're on the Liverpool subject, when I watched the game the other day and Spurs have gone down to 9 men, and the panic, I've never seen that sort of panic in the camp where they couldn't keep the ball off 9 men, which makes me feel like at the moment they're not clicking as a team. They're not got the formula right. They're like a group of really good players who, if you just slung them out in a charity match, they'd beat most teams with the just ability, but they're not actually playing like a team at the minute.
No. There's, I think there's a wee bit of, like you say, the team doesn't seem to have gelled properly, and I think that there's a lot, like I said it before, there's a lot going on in the football club. There's a lot of new signings. There's a different way of playing. I think there's a lot of sort of individuals that are playing for individually at the moment, in terms of Wirtz is still trying to understand the way others are playing. I think Ekatigi's coming in, done extremely well, but it's difficult for them in terms of the real continuity amongst the team and what they're getting. They've not really grabbed it together. But listen, there is time, and there will be time. The manager's had a bit of stick, and that's normal when you're the manager of a big football club or any football club, that you're the one that faces it all. And it's how he's come out of it. I think he's come out of the situation with Salah with real credit in terms of how he's handled it. But let's say big few games coming up for Liverpool now, and let's say over this Christmas break, if they can get a few wins and get themselves into that top 4 place heading into the new year, then it'll give them a good chance of really kicking on for the second half of the season.
Charlie, you're back at Stoke today for their game against Preston for talkSPORT. Are you confident they can stay in the playoff picture?
Well, they have to. I think it's signs were very good at the start of the season and fell away recently. So that's something that Mark will be looking at. I think when I seen Mark getting the job, I was delighted. It was somebody that you can hang your hat on in the Championship, has a vast experience, very good manager, comes across really well. The club's been in turmoil for 10 years since we got relegated. It's been a tough time, and spent a lot of money, but not spent it well, and changed and chopped managers a lot. So hopefully Mark could be the one that can really get it going and get it close to the playoffs. But today's a huge game. Preston, I've been really impressed, seen them 3 or 4 times this year, and I just think, looking at what Paul's done, I think they're only a striker or 2 away from really being competitive in the Championship. And maybe this is Preston's season. As an ex-Blackpool player, it's probably not nice to say, but yeah, I think Paul's done an excellent job since he's come into the football after Ryan Lowe, and he's built the team slowly, but again, I think they're only 1 or 2 players away from being a real good, playoff team. And today for Stoke will be very, very hard.
Charlie, thanks so much for coming on this morning. Enjoy the game later on. And what a job Mark Robins is doing at Stoke. Adrian Durham will take over at 11 a.m. for the best Boxing Day coverage on the radio. The only, in fact, because only here on talkSPORT can you listen to Football Today on Boxing Day. Right, let's look ahead to the next hour of the show with Benchmarks.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Right, go on then. Hit me with another song.
Right, well, Dino will continue to complete his blind ranking of Christmas songs. Now, this was your number 8 out of 8. That was all the way back at 7:45 this morning. And you've got 4 more songs to rank. You have no idea what the songs are. And once they're locked in, you can't change them. And this was firmly at the bottom. Next, though, Dino's been looking forward to this all morning. Not just here with me on Boxing Day, how we're spending our festive period. But Rupert Bell is on the way to tell him why he should go to Kempton today. I know you've had plenty of offers. Or you can join me at Millwall. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins Hire.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
very good morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders. All I want for Christmas is you, Dino.
Is it?
Yeah. That my husband.
No, you can't say that out loud. I'm not joining in. Where are you going?
It is time
Can't believe
for
what you just said.
Blind. I know, I thought I'd throw a curveball. Because you were going to say you hate this song. So this is your next blind ranking
Right,
question.
go on then.
We've already got Last Christmas at number 2, Santa Tell Me at number 8, and after what I've just said, where is this going to rank?
This one.
Well, yeah, what else?
This is Mariah Carey, isn't it?
Yes, of course. All I Want for Christmas is you.
I'm impressed with myself there. I knew that.
I mean, it's quite a big song.
All I Want for Christmas.
Come on.
I put it in at number 6. 6.
Such a Grinch today.
Number 6.
This is an absolute banger.
For Christmas. No, there's better.
There's better.
There's better out there.
Okay.
So you got to remember,
We're
right?
running out of
Just
songs.
imagine if you had a room full of old age pensioners,
Okay.
right? All with Christmas hats on,
Yeah.
all on,
moving
they're
around
all
to
on the
this.
sherry, right?
Yeah.
What's going to get them off their seats? Bearing in mind, they've all got bad hips, knees, ankles, a lot.
Hey, this gets a lot of people grooving.
All I Want for Christmas, does it?
Yes, I think it
I think there's better out there.
Oh, well, this has been number 1, and she's made millions from this song, so I think she would say something different to that.
Well, yeah.
So she's landed. So Last Christmas is number 2. We've got number 5 at Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Number 6, you're saying Mariah Carey, correct?
Yeah, number 6.
And then we've got Santa Baby, which you also didn't like.
No.
I thought it was quite sexy, but anyway. Number 8 was Santa Tell Me, which you really didn't like either.
No.
So we've only got 3 left. 3 songs left, so I'm very intrigued to see what is going to be your number 1.
Is this the B sample?
Of the...
Is it not like, have you not got all the best songs lined up here?
I think we're waiting.
I've got a feeling you're trying to stitch me up.
No, we would never do that.
You're going to make the songs worse and worse.
Never do that.
So the best ones are not there.
No, well, I've got this lovely Christmas present for you under the table.
Any chance can I open this present? I don't think there's anything in that bag.
Only if you come to Millwall with me.
Well, you can't say that. You're taking the present back off me.
Well, it's there.
I'm not coming to Millwall. It's freezing cold.
Yeah, but I'll keep you company.
Well,
there we go. Let's move on to some racing now, shall we? It's a busy Boxing Day at Kempton Park. Consistently, some of the best pre-Cheltenham action year after year, and it's a very good morning to Rupert Bell. Good morning.
Morning,
Merry
Rupert.
Christmas. Was it a good Christmas in the Bell household?
Well, I was a reluctant getter out of bed this morning because I think I may have given the red wine a bit of a pasting yesterday. But hey ho, had a bit of goose and
goose.
You're a goose man.
Goose.
Yeah,
I knew you were posh, but this is another level.
Well, goose was good.
What's wrong with the turkey?
Turkey, yeah, because everyone knows, well, I do, and when I cook it, it comes out like a piece of cardboard because it's dry and miserable. So a goose has plenty of fat on it, and it all worked. Red cabbage, roast potatoes, parsnips with honey and thyme, and that was my food. And I love a Christmas pudding.
Rupert, I'm just trying to think, right? This must be one of the best Christmases you've ever had. Aston Villa. Is it 10 games on the bounce?
10 games on the bounce, 7 in the Premier League. It is the most extraordinary time to be a Villa fan.
King George VI today.
Well, yeah, we better talk about racing. Harry Redknapp's obviously going to get quite excited about the King George with the Jukebox Man. He's got a bit of a chance, but Willie Mullins has got 2 in the race. Factor File, Gaelic Warrior, and they had a battle earlier in the season. So on the paper, you'd think it between those 2. But clearly, Harry will be cheering the rafters if the Jukebox Man. It'll be really good, I think, as well. Something a bit different. And, Harry, as we all know, such an engaging character, loves his racing. I don't know what Sandra's doing today, but I think he's bolted. So probably left her and has got out, and he's on his way to Kempton as we speak. So good luck to the Jukebox Man. I have a feeling, though, the Mullins duo may be battling it out. That's Factor File and Gaelic Warrior, and I think I'm going to side with Gaelic Warrior but it should be a good race. And remember, Kempton future's under a cloud at the moment because there's potential the area could be redeveloped as the Jockey Club look to sort of shore up their finances. So the Kempton tradition may not be something lasting much longer if the builders move in. So it will be a special day for people at Kempton today, and hopefully it won't be an Irish winner, and maybe the jukebox man can give it to Harry, but I fear not.
Yeah, well, obviously they've got an option, the builders, to 2018, so hopefully that goes the right way for Kempton Racetrack. But you've given us Gaelic Warrior. What about the Christmas Hurdle? What do you fancy in that?
I'm going to stick with Golden Ace. I'll tell you why. Sir Gino's coming off an injury, and yes, this horse has looked absolutely brilliant. But Golden Ace keeps on winning while everyone else keeps on falling. You remember the Champion Hurdle earlier this year when everything was, Constitution Hill and then State Man fell. Then we recently had a race up at Newcastle where the same thing happened again, and she's left in front. And she's won over $500,000 in prize money. She never seems to run a bad race. And I just think I can't ignore her. Sir Gino will go off a short price favourite, but in the end, I'm going to stick with Golden Ace because she keeps confounding the critics and delivering it and proving, that the jumping is the name of the game. And she jumps very reliably, and hopefully she can land another big race and prove, Champion Hurdle, fighting fifth, and a Christmas Hurdle all in the year would be some achievement.
Rupert, thanks so much for coming on the show this morning. Enjoy all the racing at Kempton Park. That was Rupert Bell speaking to us there. Right, coming up next, we'll catch up with the one and only Mr. Adrian Durham. Looking forward to speaking to him live from commentary ahead of our busy Boxing Day of EFL action right here on talkSPORT Breakfast. Good morning.
From the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat them, join them, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term tractor boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the tractor boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire is also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles," and some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Good morning, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders and Arnold Clark's Real Sale. There's huge savings to be had on over 20,000 used cars. As it's Boxing Day, we are building up to a very festive day of football right here on talkSPORT.
Bring it on. It's talkSPORT. It's Christmas football.
Feynman floats into the area. And bang! Derby get themselves level.
It's Roberts with a chance. Roberts with a goal. And it's an equaliser for Birmingham City.
In behind, Aziz brings it down and scores.
I can't think of a better fit of a manager to a club than Alex Neil and Millwall.
Kiefer Moore with a chance. Kiefer Moore, hat-trick for Wrexham.
Sheffield United now 3, Patrick Bamford.
Ellis Sims is there, Coventry 11.
They have kept on and they are the real deal.
Goes for the far corner and settles it in emphatic fashion. Ipswich Ipswich Town win by 3 goals to 0.
Whittaker into the area onto his left foot. He's going for goal and he finds the bottom corner.
QPR 4, Leicester City 1, a resounding win for the hosts who are up to 7.
It's Boxing Day football just as we like it on talkSPORT.
It's the most wonderful.
Yes, what an exciting day we have in store. talkSPORT is the only place on national radio for live football on Boxing Day, including 5 EFL live commentaries and Manchester United against Newcastle this evening. Kick-off that one is 8 o'clock. We're also the exclusive home of all 10 Premier League games between the 30th of December and New Year's Day, including Arsenal against Aston Villa. The best way to listen is by downloading the talkSPORT app. And who better to speak to ahead of all of that than talkSPORT's voice of live football, Adrian Durham, who I hear has quite the day ahead of him. Good morning, Adrian.
Morning, Adrian.
Shana's Dean, how you doing?
Very good.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Adrian, if ever there was a man for today, it's you.
It's you. You are the chosen
encyclopedia of this and non-league football.
Yeah, and non-league.
I see your team's playing Leyton Orient today, but what game are you going to?
I'm going to 2 games effectively.
Oh, wow.
So we start the show at 11 a.m. When you're done, and that comes live from here at St Andrews. Birmingham take on Derby, and we've got commentary on talkSPORT, 12:30 kickoff. As soon as this kicks off, I'm actually going. I'm getting in the car, listening to Joe Shanahan and Mickey Gray do the commentary on Birmingham Derby, and making the short trip to Coventry. So I'll pick up at full time and go round the grounds, all the goals live from Coventry, who play at 3 o'clock against Swansea, your team. So, I love today. I love Boxing Day. Yesterday was about prepping potatoes and prepping this show, so I had a great time.
Oh, amazing. Now, we today kind of also marks the halfway mark in the Championship, Adrian. Which teams have really impressed you, and who looks good for promotion?
Well, you can't really look past Coventry. They have been fantastic. A tiny mini wobble of late, but I actually think that getting the points with 10 men at Southampton was a fantastic. It was like a win for them, and I love the passion that Frank Lampard showed afterwards. He knows how to wind up the opposition crowd. So I think that they will see the job through. Middlesbrough have been brilliant under their new manager, but how much of that is the new manager bounce? So I think the top of the Championship is Coventry plus 1 other. Ipswich are coming in with a good run, and they should be with the squad that they've got. Beyond that, I'm not really sure there's anybody else who's going to go up automatically. So then you're looking at those playoff places. And I've been listening to the show from the off, and I heard earlier it was mentioned there's been some surprise teams in there. Jeff Peters mentioned Hull, Preston, Millwall, QPR and Stoke, not really meant to be up there challenging for playoff places. Bristol City as well at this time of the year. So I think that the playoff race is going to be absolutely fascinating. And the Premier League next year could get one of those, and it could be a real surprise. Preston, Millwall never been in the Premier League. Bristol City never been in the Premier League. So I think it could be something very special at the end of the season.
Adrian, this first game, Birmingham, Derby County, 2 big clubs sat mid-table, 11th and 12th at the minute. I thought Birmingham would be higher up the league, but John Eustace, who's going back to Birmingham, this should be a really interesting game today.
Yeah, I think he might have a point to prove because he, in fact, he's proved his point, really. He was in the playoff places with Birmingham when he got sacked. The American owners came in and thought, well, he's not good enough, we'll bring in Wayne Rooney. They got relegated. So I think John Eustace, I think it's impossible for him to not have any emotions about that situation coming back here with a new club. So I think he'll be more fired up than anybody else to win this game. So it will be sweet for him. And Derby sit above Birmingham in the table. So I think that Birmingham City are a weird one. There was some speculation, some rumours a couple of days ago that Chris Davis, the manager, was going, or that he'd even gone. That's not true. He hasn't gone. I've been speaking to people at Birmingham who say that Chris Davis is still well liked by the director of football, Craig Gardner. He's still well liked by the owners as well. But if you lose games, then that affects your position at the football club. Their away record is shocking. Home record is sensationally good, Birmingham City, and that's what's saving him, I think, at the moment, because they're bottom half of the table and the owners want to be in the Premier League. It doesn't look like it's going to happen this season. Having said that, it's a tight division. 4 points between Leicester in 13th and the playoffs, just 6 points between Birmingham in 14th and the playoffs. So you put a good run together and anything can happen, but a lot of traffic between Birmingham and that top 6.
Yeah, there's a headline in the back page of The Sun saying, "You having a laugh, John, not bitter at Brum as he goes back to his former club. Let's also focus on the only Premier League game today, Adrian. Manchester United against Newcastle. How do you think that United are going to fare without Bruno Fernandes?
Badly. He's fantastic. He's been brilliant for them. He creates, the stats will tell you, he's created more chances than any other player in the Premier League, not just at Manchester United. So you can say whatever you like about, you know, how emotional he is as captain, waving his arms, frustration with his teammates, and you might not like that. But the reality is he's a very good footballer, and I think his absence takes a lot away from what Manchester United do. Having said that, Newcastle have got absolutely decimated defence. So I think that's something that possibly Man United could exploit. I don't know. I think one thing I'll say is I love the fact that we're focusing on the EFL because it's Boxing Day and there's only one Premier League game tonight. So the daytime belongs to the EFL, no doubt. But I do think that the Premier League have got it wrong. They've got it badly wrong. They've misjudged the public in this country who want Boxing Day football. To have just one Premier League game, they've got it badly wrong. So, listen, Man United, Newcastle, live on talkSPORT later and nowhere else. And I just think that Man United without Bruno Fernandes are half the team than they are when they've got him.
Adrian, and we have to mention this. So we've lost another great footballer this week, and one of Scotland's greatest, John Robertson, one of Forest's greatest ever players, Brian Clough's favourite player. We've lost him at a young age of 72. It's a sad loss for football today.
It is, and I've been thinking about this a lot, actually. And when I was growing up watching football, I used to go to Peterborough. There was in the mid-80s, we started to play with two out-and-out wingers. We were basically playing a 4-2-4, and it was brilliant attacking football. And I thought to myself, I'm really enjoying this, and I analysed why. I remember at the time thinking, why do I like... And it's because it was reminiscent of what John Robertson used to do on the wing. He was one of my favourite players growing up, and he's the reason why I love out-and-out wingers, not wingers who chop back, cut inside and lay it back to the centre circle and then it goes back to the centre half. I'm talking about wingers who take on their fullback and cross it from the byline. I love watching that, and crosses usually lead to goals, as you know, Dino. So John Robertson was brilliant at it, and it was... I mean, you talked about him earlier being two-footed and spot on, but it was the unpredictability of him because of that, but also because you didn't really know what his magic trick was. Do you know what I mean? He didn't have step-overs like Ronaldo. He didn't have blistering pace, really. I wouldn't say he was a slouch, but he just looked a bit awkward as a footballer. But he was magnificent, John Robertson. Truly magnificent, entertaining as well, and got end products on it. Could score goals, as we know from the European Cup final, but also created a lot for other people. And he's the reason why I fell in love with wing play in football, with wingers in football. So John Robertson will be sadly missed, no question about it.
Do you know what he had, which I don't see anymore? And it was an unbelievable trick. He would back foot dribble it at the fullback, and he'd lift the ball. He'd show him a bit of the ball. Go on, stick your foot in. As you stuck your foot in, he'd lift the ball over your foot to the byline, and then he'd whip the cross in. I don't see that anymore.
Yeah, that was like the goal he scored in the European Cup final, wasn't it? He
drag,
used that trick.
drag, lift it over your foot, whip the European Cup final against Malmo, was it? The cross
it's a special skill set.
Yeah.
You know, he was some footballer in a brilliant side with a brilliant manager. It's an iconic time. It's an iconic team. He was an iconic player.
Adrian, thanks so much for coming on the show this morning, especially ahead of such a busy Boxing Day you've got on talkSPORT. I'll be off to Millwall against Ipswich. By the end of the show, I might convince you to come with me.
Where's my present?
We've had a text here saying, can't believe Dino has turned down that invitation.
Where's my present?
I'll give it to you very shortly.
Torture.
Yeah, you've had to sit and look at it for about 4 hours. Right, a reminder that talkSPORT are giving you the chance to win £26,000 in 2026. Head over to talksport.com/win to find out how to enter. Right up next, I'll be asking Dino whether his former side Wolves could be hurtling not only towards a record low points tally, but potentially a double relegation. All that coming up next here on talkSPORT Breakfast.
This is more like
This is it. Here we go.
This will get the pensioners up.
Okay. You make it. But yeah, you were straight up. There we go.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this in.
Hang on. A very good morning. You're listening along to talkSPORT Breakfast. Katie, Shanahan and Dean. Very happy Saunders now this song is playing. So if you're just tuning in wondering why we've just suddenly got our dancing shoes on, it's because we are doing blind ranking for these Christmas songs throughout the day. Here on Boxing Day, 8 songs in total. Dean Saunders, where are you putting fellow Welshman Shakin' Stevens?
Shakin' Stevens, what a singer.
And he can shake things.
I bet you can't name me another song he's sung.
No.
Green Door.
Oh, okay.
There's an old piano and it's laying hot behind the green door. Whatever happened to him?
This was better, though.
Shakin' Stevens. This is a better one.
Right,
I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put this in at number 2.
We've already got Wham! Last Christmas at number 2.
All right, I'll have to put it in number 3 then.
Okay, number 3.
I've got to leave the door open for number 1.
You just hope it's good, that number 1.
I'll go number 3.
Okay.
Shakin' Stevens.
That final answer.
My lovely boy. He's Welsh.
This is. Yeah, I love this song. This certainly does get everyone moving.
Yeah.
This more than Mariah Carey, do you reckon?
Definitely. And that other one, Santa Baby.
Yeah, but that's nice and sexy.
Make me
and
cringe.
We need a nice range of Christmas
This is better.
songs. This is better. Okay, so we're also asking you this morning, what's the worst Christmas present you've ever received? I've had a text here because I said the worst one I've ever received is birdseed, and someone said this is from Port Vale Dave. Good morning, Dave. He goes, I got a bag of birdseed from my sister yesterday, along with a bird feeder, a pair of socks with a bird on them, and I'm not even a twitcher.
Ridiculous. See that present you've got me there?
Yeah,
I'm looking at it.
I know.
If it's bad, honestly, I won't be able to hide my face.
Oh,
like,
really?
I won't be... No, you'll see in my face. Even if I say, oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
If you look at my face, if you've bought me a rubbish present...
I think you're going to like it.
All right.
It's normally gone down well.
Will it make my outfit look better?
Absolutely.
Will
You
it?
do look magnificent today, by the way. This
Thanks.
is a lovely outfit.
Thanks.
Dressed up for me. That's very kind.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you. Have you got me a present?
I actually thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
I have
And what
got you a
happened there?
present, but this is the famous one. I've ordered it and they've just not
it's not
delivered it in
arrived.
time.
Oh, one of those.
Really sorry,
It
but
wasn't that hamper, was it?
oh, that,
You know what? I would have sent that back.
it's my own fault. Home Bargains, £5 hamper.
Yeah, just go for the
Breakfast
expensive
hamper.
one. Yeah, go for the expensive one next year.
Well, I picked that up and
Yeah.
it was £161
Yeah, but you can
for
afford
a
that.
hamper.
You can afford
Yeah,
that.
but I'm not eating it.
Yeah.
It's not for me. If it was for me, I'd buy
Christmas
it.
is all about giving. Okay,
Fair
right. We are now going to talk about Wolves. They've had, as we know, a terrible start to the season, and some think that they could even record the lowest points tally for a Premier League season ever. That was 11 points from Derby back in 2008. Here's Rob Edwards discussing fullbacks. I don't know if you heard this, Matt Doherty's recent comments as he challenged his teammates not to go down like, quote, cowards.
Get his point and his really love his honesty. Doc spoke really well in the dressing room afterwards as well. I think, especially at home, you can see there's a difference. There is. There's an edginess and a nervousness around, and if there's a mistake or something goes against us, that does affect the atmosphere, and then it in turn then is affecting the lads as well. I've said it a few times, for want of a better phrase, and they're not robots, so it's impossible for them to just not hear it. And because it's been going on for so long, it has affected them. There's no doubt about it. So we can be in all of the games like we have been and quite tight, might not be playing brilliantly, but we're in the games and there's not much in it. And if something goes against us, then it can kind of turn things significantly. So, yeah, I understand what he's saying. But it's really difficult to just be able to go, right, go and have some belief and confidence there, lads, go on and go and change that. But the only way we can do that is continue to work really, really hard here, try and do the right things every day, and hope things will turn.
Yes, looking bleak. It is looking bleak, and it's hard to put a case forward, but I'm going to try. And you'd be surprised if they can get a win from somewhere. I mean, I hope I'm right with this stat. Apparently, they've been drawing every game since he's took over at half-time.
Half-time. So
half-time,
it's what happens after that.
Yeah, they've been turning the draws into defeats. So they are struggling for confidence, self-belief. And do you know, I mean, the best way to describe it, right? When you've lost your confidence, every step you take is a doubt. Even if you're closing down, you think, shall I go now? when you're trying to get on the end of a cross and you haven't scored for 8 games, I hope the ball's going there. Instead of instinctively knowing the ball is going there, I'm off, they're a yard short all over the pitch. They've not got really bad players. They've sold their best players, which has obviously put them down the bottom of the league, which is why they're down there. But they've not got bad players. Most of them are internationals. They've just lost their self-belief and they've lost their... I mean, I've been in teams like that where you go, here we go again. You lose a goal and you go, here we go again. We're going to get beat again. You can't help it.
How do you turn that around then?
You need a win. It's like when you haven't scored for 10 games and it hits you on the shin and goes in. They just need a win. Honest to God, and I mean it, and Wolves fans are going to think, yeah, we don't even look like winning a game. If they can win one game, I wouldn't be surprised if they won 3 on the bounce. It wouldn't surprise me in this league. All these teams can beat each other. And they look doomed, to be honest. But you never know if they can just get a win under their belt. One win, and then you try and win 3 games, 9 points, takes you into a different sort of place and puts pressure on the teams above you. But they just can't get a win, can they? So and I feel sorry for him. Or I feel sorry for Rob. I think he left a good job at Middlesbrough. I mean,
it was
it's
a
not for me
promotion
to say.
versus a relegation kind of job, wasn't it?
Well, and financially, I don't know what the difference in his salaries was going to be, and I don't know what's been said behind the scenes. He might have had no budget next season. He might have, so we don't know what the jobs look like. But I thought, I've been there. I've took a job where you're in a sinking ship. You've got 3 groups of players. None of them want to be there. Some of them from last season think I'm too good to be in a relegation battle. I need to get out of here. Some have played for another manager. I don't like this new manager. I don't like the way he's playing. I was bought to play in the other system. And all of them are talking to their agents saying, get me out of here. And you've got to somehow get them all in one boat rowing in the same direction. It's really difficult until you start winning. Once you start winning, players stop knocking your door and saying, why am I not playing? The team gets a bit of rhythm. And all of a sudden, you start winning and you start getting a bit of luck as well. You start winning the last minute. You start getting penalties. It's amazing how football goes. But it's self-belief that's gone missing. They just need a win.
Do you think Wolves could drop through 2 divisions like they did back in 2011-12 and 2012-13? I believe you were the manager in the second half of the 12-13 season? Yeah,
you take over. They were struggling when I got there, and I failed to keep them up. Really, they were in trouble, and I left Doncaster. We were top of the league, and you think I can sort this out, and I got there, and you think, right, I got Mick McCarthy's players, a group of players who are earning a third of Solback's players. They're all they've all never played in the Championship before, and then you've got another group of players who don't want to be there, and youngsters. Matt Doherty, who made that statement about, which was fair enough, but it's brave of him to say it out loud. I would have said it in the dressing room to some of them. I would have stood up if I was Matt and said, rather than say it outside, I would have said, listen, do you want to just wait? Are some of you hoping you're not starting the game, not playing? But also make sure that they stay past January, because a number of the players might be thinking, I need to find a way out. Yeah, and then you're losing points as you're doing it, thinking, get me out of here. And that's how agents and players, that's how they think. Instead of, what he's trying to say is, instead of digging in, and you've got no other option apart from digging in, you're trying to get a free transfer out the club and go and play for someone else that's not in trouble. Fight your way out of trouble. He knows, Matt, because he's coming to an age where his wages are going to get halved. He's going to be playing in the Championship. He wants to still play at the highest level as long as he can. And he's crying there, a last resort. Come on, lads. Come on, we've got to dig in. Get some 0-0s. That'll do. Yeah. But stop the ball going in our net as often. Everybody get behind the ball when we lose it. It's difficult, though. It's difficult. You're playing against world-class players every week. Yeah. Well, talking of agents, up next, Dino will turn agent for a lucky 5 players who he believes should be on the move next month. That's coming up here next on talkSPORT Breakfast. A very good morning.
Here are some of the best sledges in Ashes history. Let's start in 1933, Douglas Jardine versus Yabba. Jardine, the notorious captain of the Bodyline series. Yabba, some bloke in the stands who became so famous he now has a statue at the SCG. When Jardine was swatting away flies on the boundary one day, Yabba yelled, "Oi, Jardine, leave our flies alone. They're the only friends you've got." Next, Warne versus Strauss in the Edgbaston Cauldron 2005. Strauss shouted, "Come on boys, he's struggling here," when Warne misjudged the delivery by Ashley Giles. Warne then told Strauss, "Say one more thing to me and I'll hit the next ball for 6. Strauss obliged and Warne walloped an enormous 6 over square leg. Night-night, Straussy. Bowler Jimmy Ormond dealt a stinger to Mark Waugh, brother of Steve, in 2001 when the Aussie all-rounder told him he was nowhere near good enough to play for his country. Ormond replied, "At least I'm the best cricketer in my family." Tough. Wicketkeeper Ian Healy issued one of the great lines after Steve Waugh told Ricky Ponting to field right under the nose of Nasser Hussain. Healy remarked, "That could be anywhere within a 3-mile radius, poor Nas." And then there's Dennis Lilly on Geoffrey Boycott, who he beautifully described as a man who fell in love with himself at a young age and has remained faithful ever since.
talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders and Arnold Clark's Real Sale. There's huge savings to be had on over 20,000 used cars. A very happy Boxing Day, whether you're with the family, still celebrating, eating all those leftovers, or you're on your own. I hope we're keeping you company this Boxing Day. Now, for those of you just tuning in, we're getting Dino to blind rank these Christmas songs throughout today's Boxing Day show. He's got 8 songs in total. And this is your next song, Dino. You've got the current reigning Christmas #1, Christmas by the legend Kylie Minogue. And Dean, you don't have many options left, so where are you going to place this one?
This song?
Well, yeah, that's what we're playing.
Yeah, it's that bad. I didn't even know it was a Christmas song.
Well, you're not listening.
This is Kylie Minogue.
This is the current #1.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we love Kylie, don't we?
Well, yeah,
Would
but
this get
is
the
rubbish.
This would get the pensioners up, wouldn't it?
No. This is the worst.
Oh, well, you've already used up Santa Tell Me was number 8, Santa Baby. You brutally put in at number 7. Mariah Carey was number 6. Number 5 was Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Shakin' Stevens was number 3. Last Christmas, number 2. So you've got 4 and 1 to go.
4. And like Kylie, it's the biggest achievement of her career to get this song into my top 8.
Your top 8.
My top 8.
At
number 4.
Number 4.
This is dreadful. I've never even heard this song at Christmas.
I think it's great. They're playing it a little bit louder for you. XMAS.
It must have took it ages to think of this. XMAS.
See, you're already converted.
I could sing this. Rubbish.
Okay, right. And that leaves us just one song left, so hopefully it's a banger. Otherwise, you've left your Christmas.
I'm going to make a Christmas song. Do you know, while I'm on this winning streak, like the darts,
and the presenting co-host of
maybe I could write a song at Christmas.
Okay, what would it be called?
I can play the guitar.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. So the only thing I haven't tried, singing and fishing.
Let's leave that for today, shall we?
Yeah, all right.
Everyone's ears on Christmas.
Okay.
Right, to save us all, it is time for a bit of this.
This Zisha clay teapot, Chinese of course.
Whoa, that's a Bobby Dazzler.
Silver-topped, crystal glass bowl.
Sign me up, take my money.
That's a dirty bottle.
It is a dirty bottle.
Get out of my way, that's mine.
German soldier's enamelled signet ring.
Ka-ching. I forgot I'd done that. They stitch you up, these lads, you know.
No.
Can you just come into the booth over here and just record a few little voiceover things?
Genie Gab might be one of my favourites.
And they, yeah. And then before you know it, they're playing things on the air totally out of context.
Yeah, but it sounds great.
And I know I'm going to be in for my top 10.
Yes. And we've got a few more surprises up our sleeve in the next 20 minutes.
Right, come on then.
So, January is fast approaching, 6 days, in fact. Wow. And our very own Dean Saunders will tell us who he believes could use a change of scenery, a transfer to a new team in our feature, Dino's Real Deal. So, what have you got for us?
Right, I'm going to go in with one, and it's going to, like, people are going to go, oh, yeah, forgot about him. Raheem Sterling. What is he doing?
Training on his own at Chelsea.
He's 32, is he? 31, 32? Should be at the height of his powers. Should be at his career. That's when you're at your prime. 31, 32. He's training on his own at Chelsea, is he? I don't even know where he is now.
Chelsea.
Went to Arsenal, hardly got a
31.
game,
Yep.
which is fair enough with the players they've got. But if I was a club now, any team in the Premier League, I would sign Raheem Sterling.
At 31.
Yeah, if you haven't got to pay a fee for him and you can get his wages sort of, halved or whatever, or, they pay most of his wages, get to give you a really good deal, he is definitely good enough to play in the Premier League.
But what if he's not willing to take a pay cut?
Well, from what I know of him, apparently he loves football. He trains like a man possessed every day. He stays out afterwards trying to improve. Always been like that since he was at Liverpool as a kid. When he was young at Liverpool, all the youth team coaches that work with him, I know them all, said he's a great lad. He will be now, like, I can't say, how would you say, he will be on the floor that he's not playing football.
Yeah.
And someone needs to get him out of there and get him playing before it's too late. He's 35, it's all over, mate.
Okay,
Get out there and play football.
If it was a Premier League club, who would take him and who would be a good fit?
Well, anywhere in the top half of the league. If you're looking to strengthen your team, I mean, he could play anywhere, couldn't he? He could play for Man United. He could play for, he won't get in Liverpool's team until he started. When he's at his peak, he get in Liverpool's team. Obviously, he played for him. But I would say Man United, Spurs, he could get in any of the teams that are just below the top, trying to win the league. The teams that are trying to win the league, he could get in their squads. Anyway, Raheem Sterling.
So that's number one.
Number one. If you're looking for a bargain,
Okay.
a class player.
Dino's deals. Yeah.
Semenya.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a lot of interest, hasn't he? Man City, Liverpool, a number of clubs. Okay.
Dangerous signing players in January because you're desperate. You have to pay over the odds, and I don't know. Has he got a clause in there that is it 65 million you can get him for?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's like a buyout clause. It's a bit. Obviously, sometimes you're desperate.
But he's having a great season, isn't he? You're saying
he's
he's playing with confidence, he's scoring goals for fun, and you feel as though he's deservedly attracting interest from the big clubs.
Yeah, big, strong, athletic, solid. Doesn't get knocked off the ball. Nicks goals. I would sign him. I think
release clause is 65 million.
65 million. If Man United, I'd sign him if it was at Man United. I think he's better than what they've got.
Okay, who else we got?
Gahey.
Okay, so Gay, yeah.
Obviously, Canate looks like he's running his contract down. He looks like he's going to leave in the summer. They need a replacement. He looks like he's the best around. He's shown a brilliant attitude. He could have thrown the toys out the pram and said, "You've stopped me going to Liverpool on the last day of the transfer window." He's not done that. He's hardly said anything negative. When he gets interviewed, he sounds like a sensible lad. Good defender, good on the ball, could play for anyone. And he'll be in England's team.
Well, the Mirror here is saying Liverpool have a gentleman's agreement signed, Mark Gay, with one hurdle left to clear, with the Crystal Palace defender allowed to speak to other clubs from January as he enters his final 6 months of his contract at Selhurst Park, with sides queuing for his signature. Not just Liverpool either, Dino. We've also got interest from Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid have cooled their interest.
Barcelona.
So, plenty of offers.
I believe that, what you've just said, there's a gentleman's agreement, because it's obviously like they've agreed something, and that's why he's not kicked off about not leaving. And he'll probably end up going to Liverpool as soon as they can get him in there. And Liverpool left themselves short. They let Quansah go, they let Tsimikas go. Joe Gomez was injured at the start of the season as well. It's cost them. Trent's gone. Andy Robertson's in the stand. It's cost them loads of points, and they needed him. He would have probably played about 12, 15 games now if he'd have been at Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, Mark Gay.
And your last one, I believe.
This could be the signing of the season.
This is a big statement.
Now, I need to get this right, because I think Sim's trying to stitch me up. I think Kante is available to come out of Saudi.
Okay.
I think he's been there long enough. I think you've got to stay there to avoid paying tax for a certain, and I think he's available.
So where would he go?
He could play for any team in the world. That position he plays in, defensive midfield player, thinks like a defender, covers the ground. What is he, 33, 34? He should be still flying around the pitch. He wouldn't have lost his pace yet.
34.
He's got great attitude. He could play in the middle of midfield for Man City. 1 year contract. Sign him for a year, just in case his legs have gone. But you don't have to run that much in that position. He would fit into any team in the Premier League right now.
I've missed watching him, actually, in the Premier League. He's such a brilliant midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal don't need him, I suppose. They've got Zubamendi. They could play Declan Rice there if they have to. But all the other teams in the league, I would sign him tomorrow. I think he's probably the best since Makelele.
Oh, wow.
Probably playing in that position.
So is that
and Rodri, obviously.
How much do you think he's worth now if he comes back to the Premier League for 1 year?
Well, you won't have to pay a fee for him. You might have to give him $100,000 a week and $50,000 a game, something like that. And if he wants to play in the Premier League again, he'll come, because money's no object to him. I think he's just got, mind you, saying that, apparently he's gone back to his town that he's from, and he's built hospitals, houses. He's built everything for everyone with all the money he's made.
Yeah. A role model on and off the pitch.
Yeah, apparently he's been really generous, and he's looked after everybody that lives anywhere near him.
Okay, well, that is the list, I believe. That was Dino's Real Deal.
Suits me, actually. I got like a David Dickinson tan, haven't I?
Yeah, you do.
Like leather.
Maybe a few more
leather
spray
face.
Tans. Yes, and the outfit to go to match. Right, coming up next, a reminder that overnight and earlier this morning, England bowled out Australia for 152, which they could only respond with 110 of their own runs. Australia's second innings begun briefly just before stumps. They'll resume on 4 with Scott Boland and Travis Head at the crease. Day 2 gets underway at 11:30 tonight. Right, stay tuned, because up next we'll be revealing Dino's very favourite Christmas song as he completes his blind ranking, and I'll be, of course, giving you your Christmas present here on talkSPORT. morning. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan, alongside Dean Saunders. Hope you're having a good Boxing Day and enjoying the festive period and had a very, very fun Christmas Day. I'm still feeling full from Christmas Day. I ate all day.
Well, you wouldn't think so. You haven't stopped eating since you got in it. I mean, you are eating bird food. What is it?
It's overnight oats with blueberries.
Overnight oats? That's what rabbits eat.
Right, what do we know this Boxing Day? Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim says it is impossible to replace Bruno Fernandes as he faces up to a month without his captain. Remember, Manchester United against Newcastle is live and exclusive for you on talkSPORT at 8 o'clock tonight. And England were bowled out for 110 by Australia on the first day of the fourth test at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Australia, though, got 152 in their first innings. Two-time Ashes winner Steve Harmison joined the show earlier this morning. He said that this Ashes series could spell the end for head coach Brendan McCullum.
Well, just to blame Brendan McCullum would be wrong, but unfortunately somebody carries the can. And I think it might be McCullum at the end of it that does potentially lose his job, because Ashes series, somebody always gets sacked. And unfortunately, it might be the coach. But you know, for 3.5 years, it's been a great ride. For two of them, they've been unbelievable. The last 18 months, they've not really been found out. They've just come up against better teams.
Do you agree with Harmy there, Dino?
Well, I'll put it into football terms, right? Southampton playing out from the back last season, week in, week out, right? Playing out from the all-out attack. Is it the manager's fault or is it the player's fault? They keep doing it every week, right? Is the manager saying to them, in football, I mean, and it's similar to this Bazball cricket, are the two coaches saying, if you get out, don't worry about it. We're not going to have a go at you. Just attack. Just keep attacking. Don't listen to the outside noise. You're in a bubble and the manager's saying to you, you carry on playing out from the back. They're the same thing. Southampton playing out from the back and getting it wrong against better teams. When they play against rubbish teams, they play round them.
Yeah.
So Spurs have done the same under Ange. This cricket team are all out attack. They've got no thought of, right, I'm going to Ben Stokes is the only one that's gone, you're not going to get me out. I'm going to stay here.
But he's been patient with the bat and then built runs. So maybe, can Bazball be evolved in some way?
I think so. I think they know what they're doing. I think just they're learning as they go along. Against the better teams, like Harmy said, I'm not an expert, don't get me wrong. I listen to what they all say, Darren Gough. Against the better teams at cricket, they will find you out. If you start attacking Stark and people like that, Australia's bowlers, the best bowlers in the world, they will find a weakness somewhere in you.
Okay, so the moment has arrived, Dino. You've spent the last 4 hours ranking your favourite Christmas songs.
Yeah.
The list is currently at number 2, Last Christmas. Number 3, Shakin' Stevens. We've got number 4, Kylie Xmas, which you loved. Number 5, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Number 6, you put Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Number 7, it's Santa Baby. Number 8, Santa Tell Me. So let's hear your number 1.
I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe.
What's this? What? I never said this. What's this?
So we've been doing blind rankings, so you didn't know this list, but once you'd locked all those numbers in, you couldn't move them. So this is Justin Bieber, Mistletoe, as your number 1 on our festive.
This is as near as it gets to a rap Christmas song.
A rap?
Nearly rapping.
This is not a rap.
He's nearly rapping. Justin Bieber.
Do you know what a rap is?
Yeah.
So this is your number 1. Obviously, you didn't know the list before. Once you'd locked all your options in, you weren't happy with a lot of
I've got to put this at number 1.
Well, this is your only and last answer. We're coming to the end of the show.
You've stitched me up.
Yep, sorry about that.
Because
Merry Christmas.
my favourite song, I was waiting for.
What is your favourite Christmas song?
Do they know it's Christmas time? Got to be the best ever song.
Do we have that? Do we have that in the list that we
Feed the world.
Finally play Dino this Christmas? Hopefully you're happy with your
stitched
selection.
me up. That's worse than Kylie.
Here we
go. In Africa this Christmas. I watched the documentary. The singers on there.
Oh, yeah.
All the best singers in the world, one after another. Midge, Bono, George Michael. They're all on there, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. So this is your favourite Christmas
That's my
song?
favourite song, yeah.
Okay, well, actually, as number one that you chose in your blind ranking, Justin Bieber, Mistletoe is also James Garner's favourite Christmas song.
Horrendous.
Okay, you know what time it is also for? Your Christmas present.
Christmas again, isn't it?
Christmas present.
We've been here that long. It's nearly Christmas again.
So you've had to look at this Christmas present I've got you for the last 4
Right, come
hours.
on then.
So it is finally time to open your Christmas present.
For those who are not watching on YouTube, it looks like
It's well wrapped.
a pair of underpants.
No,
Something
not,
like that.
and you can wear it, so you guessed that right.
Soft. It's not slippers.
No.
Right. Come on then. Let's have a look at this.
Here we go.
What is it? A chicken hat?
It's a turkey hat for you to wear.
Yeah. Oh, I can't get it on.
Oh, yeah, so take that off. And you know what? I'll keep you company. Oh, my word, Dino.
Yeah.
Dino with a turkey hat. Look down that camera. That is hilarious.
That is.
That might be one of the funniest things I've
It's the
seen.
worst. It's the worst present I've ever had. What are you doing today?
It looks like what Joey had to wear on his head. You know, that turkey hat. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll join you. Here we go.
What have you got?
I've just got a Santa hat.
Oh, matching your top.
There we go.
They look the same, don't they?
You look magnificent. It matches your outfit. But that is a little present from me to you this Boxing Day.
I'm glad your present hasn't arrived yet.
Well, it was that awful hamper, wasn't it?
I'm going to phone
For
Amazon.
a £5 from Home Bargains.
Yeah, it's bad. that.
If we do the
I
show
feel bad about
together
that.
next year, we'll get each other a Christmas present, and I'll make sure it's a little bit better than this one.
No disrespect to Home Bargains. They've made a good effort of the hamper, but it is probably the worst.
Have you seen yourself?
Yeah.
You know what? You could wear that for your darts
Best
walk on
ever.
when you try and win 4 in a row next year.
Yeah, well, I've got to
You're
think.
changing your song. Might be changing your look.
Do you know what? I've there's more to life than darts. I've achieved a lot in the game, and I've got other things I want to do in my life than play darts. The amount of practice 8 hours a day practicing, it takes its toll.
Yeah. So what are you doing today? What are you going to be doing this Boxing Day?
I'm thinking of going to Kempton.
Oh, you are. You are going to go.
I'm not going to Millwall with you.
Oh, okay.
Not
So I didn't persuade
not
you
after
to-
that. No, that's disgusting. Yeah, I go to Kempton. And
You
then
could have
I'm
worn
gonna
it to Millwall. Imagine that.
Oh, yeah, imagine walking in with that on.
Yeah.
5:30, Wrexham v Sheffield United.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to watch that. And then tonight's game, Man United, Newcastle. Great game.
Great game.
I'm going to watch that.
It has been an absolute honour being alongside you on
pleasure.
Boxing Day morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And you.
I'll see you soon. Thanks to everyone for listening. Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day. Plenty of football coming up here on talkSPORT. Have a great day.